Fall is the season of the harvest, the season of Thanksgiving, a time built on traditions, family gatherings, packed tables, football humming in the background, and even the familiar sight of the parade rolling through a chilly Manhattan morning. And oddly enough, Talladega has its own versions of all of them. Thanksgiving has the long drive to see family. Talladega has the long straightaways where engines stretch their legs. Thanksgiving has relatives squeezed elbow to elbow around a too-small table. Talladega has 40 cars packed 5 wide into a space that should fit 3. Thanksgiving has the parade down 34th Street. Talladega has its own full-speed procession. Where Thanksgiving has recipes passed down for generations, Talladega has drafting lines perfected by legends. Earnhardt slicing through the pack like someone who knew exactly how much seasoning to add and when to stir the pot. Thanksgiving has traditions that outlive the people who started them. Talladega does too. From the Alabama gang to the Allisons to every driver who's ever learned the hard way that this track demands respect. Thanksgiving is a holiday built on gathering and sharing. Racing at Talladega is built on the same thing. Every lap is a group effort. No one goes anywhere alone. You need partners, at least until the last few miles when the family harmony breaks down, just like it does during dessert. And of course, Thanksgiving has its big moment in the middle of the meal. The one mistake that sends the mashed potatoes flying or turns debate into chaos. Talladega has its own version, the big one. A single slip and suddenly the whole table is sent into chaos. But Thanksgiving is also about gratitude and giving back, about recognizing what we have and making sure others are cared for. That's why the Thanksgiving Fall Classic exists. Every lap, every lead change, every moment tonight helps support Feeding America and puts meals on tables for families who need them as the holiday arrives. So as the field forms up, 40 cars in their own high-speed Thanksgiving parade, we lean into the parallels, the traditions, the gathering, the chaos, the shared effort, the chance to help others. This is the Thanksgiving Fall Classic.
If it's Saturday, that means it's time to give back. It's the Thanksgiving Fall Classic brought to you by Slingshot TV and benefiting Feeding America. Welcome, race fans. I'm Ellis Thomas, joined by Chris Smith and Johnny Rapp here in the Slingshot TV booth. And tonight, we're coming to you live from the legendary Talladega Superspeedway, where tonight, high speeds will help lift spirits and provide for families in need this holiday season. But more about that later. Dega, to its loyal faithful, it's more than just the longest oval in NASCAR at 2.66 miles. It's a place where speed, spectacle, and superstition all seem to live under the same roof. The track's massive layout creates the kind of pack racing that keeps every competitor inches from disaster. And its reputation for that infamous big one has become part of motorsports folklore. The story started with NASCAR founder Bill France Sr., who wanted something even bigger than Daytona. He searched up and down the I-20 corridor, North Carolina, Atlanta, Birmingham, until he found an abandoned airfield in Lincoln, Alabama. From that overlooked patch of concrete rose the Alabama International Motor Speedway back in 1969, later renamed Talladega. And ever since, Talladega has carved out its own place in racing myth. But its legend isn't built on speed alone. For decades, the track has carried an air of mystery, stories, curses, strange occurrences, and moments that defy explanation. The tale only grew in 1973 when moments after the Rookie of the Year, Larry Smith, tragically lost his life. Veteran Bobby Isaac suddenly pulled to pit road, climbed out, and walked away. When asked why, he simply said a voice told him to stop. Tonight, those legends sit in the backdrop as we gather for something with a little more heart behind the horsepower. The Thanksgiving Fall Classic isn't just about that adrenaline and the unpredictable chaos that Talladega is known for and we're undoubtedly going to see. it's also tonight about giving back. Every lap turn tonight helps support Feeding America and puts food on the table for families across the country. Again, we'll share more later. But Chris, there's just something about this place, the draft, the danger, the history. Talladega always gives us a show, and with the 70 edge of your seat laps ahead, these drivers need courage, patience, and maybe a little luck to survive what this track has in store. What are you expecting when they drop that green flag in just a little while tonight?
There's no more exciting combination on iRacing right now than ARCA cars at Talladega. We're going to see big runs, lots of position shuffling, big crashes, and possibly a photo finish at the line if we're lucky. These drivers tonight, they got 70 laps around the Talladega Superspeedway with about 30 to 32 laps in their tank of fuel, 2 sets of tires in the pits, and if they do get caught up in one of these big crashes, they do have a quick repair since this is a special event here tonight. Ellis, it would not be bold to assume there's going to be some chaos tonight, and we're going to see it all unfold for a good cause very shortly.
Chaos and a good cause. 2 of the big stories we're going to be following tonight. We're going to set those up for you fans watching at home. We appreciate you tuning in. It's going to be an exciting night. We'll share all sorts of exciting opportunities for giveaways and ways which you can give back tonight. But before we get to any of that, before the green flag drops, it's time for everyone's favorite pre-race tradition here at Slingshot TV. Folks, rise and remove those caps, if able, for the playing of the national anthem. We'll be right back. Back here live from the Talladega Superspeedway for the Thanksgiving Fall Classic from Slingshot TV. Folks, it's going to be an amazing night of racing. It's going to be an amazing night of giveaways. We've got several different opportunities for you fans to, win a little bit of something at home tonight. We're going to be doing NASCAR trading card giveaways. We're going to be doing some die-cast giveaways we'll talk about. But the name of the game tonight is charity. Every dollar raised for our registration fees and any super chats that you folks at home feel like sending our way is going straight to Feeding America. If you would like to support Feeding America tonight, it's super easy. You can use the YouTube super chat feature. Any amount helps and every dollar goes straight to Feeding America. We'll keep you up to date on how much money we have raised throughout the evening. Stories to follow. Chris, we love to set up the race for the fans watching at home every single week, whether it's a regular league race or tonight's special event. It's a big one. We got several stories to follow. The first one being, how do you approach 70 laps here at Talladega? Drivers are going to have to weigh risk versus reward. Walk me through what the driver is thinking about when balancing those two parts of the equation.
Well, it's here at Talladega, at any super speedway, but especially here, you have some options as a driver. Do you choose to charge to the front of the field early on and try to maintain that track position throughout the race? Or do you decide that, hey, I'm going to ride in the back and possibly get that reward at the very end of the race? Now, there is some risk with these ARCA cars, Ellis, with riding around at the back of the field. It is very, very easy to lose the draft if you are the last car in line in these ARCA cars. So there's some risk with deciding to try to ride around and wait around to the end. There's also some risk of being up there near the front where it's really dicey, very racy. I'd say probably the riskiest part of the field is going to be right smack dab in the middle of the pack. That's really where you don't want to be. The safest places, and they're not 100% safe, is definitely at the front of the pack or at the back of the pack.
Well, to get to the front of the pack, you're probably going to need some friends. How important is it finding a dance partner, a draft partner here at Talladega over the course of these 70 laps? Can it make or break a race?
Oh, it's critical, Ellis. You have to have friends here at Talladega, especially with this super speedway package that we've got with these cars. You really need to have somebody that's willing to go with you and somebody who's willing to stay committed to you. You definitely have to have that, commitment, and you have to stay committed to each other until the final laps of this race. And in the final laps, all bets are off, and teammates kind of cease to exist right there at the very end of the race. But everything leading up to that, you need somebody to come to pit road with you. You need somebody to get off pit road with you. You also need somebody to, be willing to push you in the draft. So having a friend out there, and sometimes your friend is not necessarily somebody that you're 100% familiar with before the race. Sometimes you just come across each other over the course of the race.
Well, hopefully you don't come across a big crash over the course of the race. Talladega and the big one, the major crash, 10 cars plus involved in a pileup, have become almost synonymous over the past couple of decades. Is there anything a driver can do to avoid the big one if it does find them?
Yeah, that's kind of getting back to our risk versus reward story from earlier. There's certain things you can do to minimize the risk, but it's always going to be there, Ellis. You're always at the risk of possibly being taken out in a big crash. So yeah, I suspect that we'll see drivers try to do everything they can to put themselves in the best positions. Sometimes it's all about just the lane that you choose to ride in. Some drivers choose to run the top lane, but if you try to run the top lane, you don't really have anywhere to go when there's a crash that, breaks out. If you decide to run the bottom lane, you have an escape route. So there's some things that you can do as a driver to minimize the risk of being in the crash, but it is never 100% avoidable, Ellis.
And last story of the night, at least for now, momentum is key. Drivers cannot afford to get backed out of the major draft or the pack, so to speak. What can you do to avoid that? Drivers going to be, if they're trying to stay at the back, they might be likely to be out of that throttle quite a bit. Why is momentum so important? What kind of impact does a draft have on these cars at Talladega?
I think that momentum is probably more important in this car at the super speedway style racing than any other car on iRacing. Maybe other than the latest release of the Gen 6 super speedway package. You can get huge runs on drivers with this car on super speedways. So you really have to make sure that you are doing everything you can to try to, keep the momentum behind you. You cannot make moves without help. You have to keep the momentum up, and if you decide that you're going to pull out a line to try to make a pass, you're going to make sure that all of those people behind you go with you, try to keep that momentum going forward. So this is more of a cerebral type of super speedway racing, I would say, than some of the other vehicles on iRacing. And I think that there's a certain skill set that's involved here, and we'll definitely see some of our drivers who are very, very comfortable super speedway racing. I think they'll be up near the front all night tonight.
Well, we have a massive, massive night ahead. 70 laps around here at Talladega. Folks already tuning in. We got 31 folks watching right now. Appreciate every single one of you. Got some comments already in the chat. We got the SC Mafia rooting on NASCAR Racing tonight. We got Went golfing. I know Tom is in the race tonight. We got Wendy Reel rooting on. I believe we've got a reel here in the race. We've got Waterforce Gaming, Alex Pollock rooting on the Black Diamond Designs cars, Paul Thomas in the chat, and then John Rapp in the chat as well. We even got a little Christopher Smith, Emily White, B-Rizzle in the chat. I believe that's Brett Wren. Lots of folks. Jay Lokerquist in the chat. Jacob Cochran in the chat. Aaron Smith, who's starting P3 tonight, in the chat. Keep those chats coming in, folks. We're going to have some Thanksgiving questions to ask you and potentially do some NASCAR trading card pack giveaways over the course of the evening. And Chris, I know for sure that one of those packs we're going to be giving away has a NASCAR driver autograph or piece of race-used memorabilia in it. We're also giving away a Jeff Gordon Jeff Gordon, 1/24th scale Rainbow Warrior diecast tonight that one of you will be lucky enough to win. Here's the rules, just to give you a rundown before we hit the starting grid in just a minute. Everyone's eligible for the trading card packs in the Small Dale Jr. diecast, but to be eligible and enter to win that Jeff Gordon diecast, you got to get a super chat in there. All that super chat money goes to Feeding America and feeding hungry families tonight. You'll see that super chat icon, the little dollar bill sign in the chat. Every penny, no matter how big or small, goes to Feeding America tonight. We'll continue to remind you of that over the course of the evening. But Chris, we're almost ready. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting grid tonight for the Thanksgiving Fall Classic here at Talladega Superspeedway. Starting on the pole, P1. We're familiar with this guy from NSRLA, Bryce Hinton, the number 22. Is going to be lining up on the pole tonight. And then Kenny Reel in that number 20 machine from Evansville, Indiana, going to be starting second. Aaron Smith from Hollywood, South Carolina, and that bright yellow machine is going to be a full speed with tonight. He's starting third in the number 70 machine. Justin Melikar out of Bradenton, Florida is going to be starting fourth in that number 84. And then Oregon's own Scotty Sobczak going to be coming from fifth in that number 81. Robert Brobst, a super speedway legend, going to be starting fifth tonight. I should say sixth in that number 5 machine. Braxton DeWeese, Slingshot Racing League winner, going to be starting seventh in that number 8 machine. Brett Wren, we've seen some speed out of that number 24 machine in recent weeks. He's going to be starting 8th with Kenneth Gallman in the number 4 inside of row number 5. Wesley Lynch in the number 29 is going to be starting on the outside of row 5. He's coming from 10th tonight.
Yeah, on the inside of row 6, we got Alex Pollock in that number 92, a driver that you've seen often here on Slingshot TV over the past year. And on his outside, Brian Brobst in the number 11 car. Starting on the inside of row number 7, we've got Stephen Gill in the 05, and another familiar name that you've seen here on Slingshot TV, Evan Janik on the outside in that number 71. Starting in the 15th spot, you got Jacob Nickerson from Slingshot Racing League, and on his outside, you've got Gavin Henson in the number 39. On the inside of row number 9, you've got Bradley Berry rolling off in that number 93 car from the 17th spot, and Jacob Cochran in the number 6, rolling off in the 18th position. On the inside of row 10, you've got David Moyer in the 47, starting 19th, and on his outside, on his birthday, happy birthday, Gino Volante in the 17, rolling off 20th.
21st at 97 machine of Jeff Pogo with Randy Gross in the number 31 to his outside. Jacob Phillips going to be coming from 23rd tonight in that 56 machine with the number 23 of Zachary Mitchell out of Freeport, Pennsylvania. He's going to be starting 24th. Tom Lickard in the number 99 machine starting 25th with Scott Drost from Minto, New Brunswick, Canada, starting in the number 26th position. Steve Vest from Alabama is coming from 27th. Look out for that car. It's going to be fast. Corey Jones in the 63 starting 28th. Robbie Adams in the number 3 starts 29th with Dustin Lewis in the number 33 coming from the outside of row 15.
Rolling off 31st, you've got Julian Conde, and on his outside, you've got Nathan Gentry starting 32nd. James Danforth will roll off from the number 88 in 33rd, and John Border on his outside in 34th. Tom Went, the 28th, is going to roll off in the 35th position, and on his outside, you've got Tim Hammond in the 69. Starting 38th, near the back of the field, I don't suspect he'll be there at the end of this. It'll be Ryan Hinkle in the 21 and Sean Worob starting in the 39th position. Patrick O'Toole will start in the 40th position, and Paul Thomas, another Alabama driver, rolling off shotgun on the field in 41st.
This is about as big of a field as you get. 41 cars at Talladega. It is going to be a wild one. First super chat already came in. B Rizzle, $20. All of that's going to Feeding America. We thank you kindly and immensely. Happy Thanksgiving. B Rizzle in the chat. Keep those super chats coming, folks. Right now, we're getting ready for a super race. That pace car makes that left turn right in front of Bryce Hinton and Kenny Reel. That is your front row, number 22 and number 20. They're waiting to see that green flag drop for the first time tonight over the field of 41. We're set for racing here at Talladega. Green flag is out. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It's the Fall Classic from Slingshot TV. Drivers race down into turn number 1. That's
got trouble,
Bryson.
Ellis.
Big crash early on. First lap, first corner. Several cars going to be involved in this one. One car heavily damaged off the track, still sideways. I believe that's the number 23 of Zachary Mitchell. Let's see if we can't find out what happened here on lap number 1.
Yeah, there's a few cars that were involved in this. Luckily, there is a quick repair for the drivers. I think the incident's actually going to start around the 93 machine of, I believe that is, sorry, I'm having a brain fart right here. David Moyer in the 47 is also very close to where this incident occurs. So yeah, well, Bradley Berry is actually in the 93. There's David Moyer in the 47, and I think that Bradley Berry had some trouble going up through the gears right here. There was some contact. Yeah, it's almost like he, not sure if he missed a shift, maybe went to the wrong gear right there. David Moyer into the back of him, though, on that restart right there. And unfortunately for him, I think Jeff Pogo made some contact. Zachary Mitchell, Scott Dross, that definitely could have been a lot worse. I think only 2 or 3 cars had any type of significant damage. There's Moyer going back in front of the field right there in front of Zachary Mitchell. Sean Waraub in the 40, looks like he received some damage in this as well. But as we mentioned before, Ellis, there is a quick repair, and these drivers can, I think everybody should be able to get back around to pit road. And I don't know if anybody got any significant damage enough really to use the quick repair to justify it here. I think that maybe everybody's going to try to get this fixed and save that quick repair for later.
I think that is a good call. With the extended lap time here at Talladega under caution, there's plenty of time to get the sheet metal fenders hammered out just a little bit on these ARCA cars, and looks like everyone's going to walk away from this one just fine. Got some chats coming in. You can see them down at the bottom of the screen. Mark Cofield here rooting on Black Diamond Designs, Motorsports, Wendy Reel, rooting for Kenny Reel, and then we got XXL Calaboose rooting on that number 69, and Brett Wren in the chat as well. Folks, I want to go ahead and get the party started. We're going to give away a pack of NASCAR trading cards here. One of these packs is going to have a NASCAR driver autograph or piece of memorabilia in it. We're going to ask you, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Let us know in the chat. Right now, these drivers looking like they maybe thought about getting some fresh tires on their Thanksgiving plate. Bryce Hennichrist pits from the lead. What do you make of this strategy? Leader coming down pit road here early.
Yeah, Bryce has a black flag. I'm honestly not sure what it's for. So, yeah, I think that this is maybe not a stop that he wanted to make. I'm going back to look right here, and the only thing I can assume, he was the race leader, and I don't know if maybe there was an issue coming up through the gears on the restart right there, or on the initial start, I should say. But yeah, he was showing you that he had a black flag, so yeah, I guess he's just serving that right now.
Interesting. We'll have to wait and see if we can't find out what happened. We got HT379 deviled eggs. Hey, that's not one I was expecting to be a favorite Thanksgiving dish, but I can get behind that 100%. Keep those chats coming in, folks. We're giving away a pack of NASCAR trading cards in the chat. Let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is. Kenny Reel, Chris, this isn't a name we're super familiar with, but Kenny out here from Evansville, Indiana, leading the way so far. You like that position he's in? Let me ask you, if it comes down to the wire, do you want to be in the lead or you want to be the guy behind the leader?
Yeah, I've always kind of liked to be in the lead. I know that maybe doesn't sound right with this type of package, but I kind of want to be able to control my destiny. I guess it just depends on the situation. You know, if I'm leading the outside lane, I feel really confident, Ellis. I feel really, really confident. If we're side by side, 2 wide, or even 3 wide, if I am leading that top lane, I feel very, very confident about my chances coming off of turn 4. If it's kind of strung out a little bit, and drivers are getting runs, obviously I probably want to be further back. So I think it just depends on the situation. But more times than not, I like to be in the lead.
I definitely agree. Best seat in the house. Trevin Racing, rooting on Trev out here in the chat. Chris, we got some other responses coming in. Sweet potatoes and the desserts, as well as stuffing, some of the favorite items. Oh, I got a super chat from Jared Hutton. Appreciate that, man. Have a good race, he says, everybody. $10 going straight towards Feeding America. Thank you so much, Jared. We appreciate that. And, yeah, we hope it's a good race, too. Hopefully you stick around, tune in, and see some great action tonight. Right now, I believe drivers going to be coming to the one to go, getting set for the restart here in just a moment. Kenny Real might have gotten a little piece of the pace car there. Drivers getting gridded up here. It's been a great one so far. Aaron Smith, Chris, that 70 machine, bright yellow, lurking in the distance. He's one to be watched.
He definitely is. You know, he's good on any track, and, you know, the playing field is, you know, evened up here at Talladega, but it's not all luck like a lot of people think it is. You know, you still have to know what you're doing. You still have to know how to manage a race. You still have to know how to manage the draft. And Aaron is just as good at that as he is, you know, at a short track or at a road course or at a mile and a half. You know, he knows what he's doing. And if you've been watching Slingshot TV for, you know, these past several years, you know just how good that yellow number 70 is. So, yeah, we've gotten a lot of experience, me in particular here lately, Ellis, at looking at the rear bumper of that yellow number 70. So, yeah, he's somebody that I think that you're going to have to contend with if you want any shot to win this thing, along with several others tonight.
Absolutely. That 70 machine is going to be one to not watch and keep an eye on, I should say. Robert Bropes there on that Tony the Tiger machine. Slowly moving his way into the third position on this restart. If you're just joining us now, we had the green flag come out. We had a driver, maybe, we're not sure, maybe missed a shift, but it caused to stack up near the back of the pack. We're good to go now. Those drivers got their damage repaired, I believe. Really didn't have any casualties of that crash. We still got 41 cars out on the racetrack right now. Big field here for the Thanksgiving Fall Classic from Slingshot TV. Drivers headed down the front straightaway right now to the attention of the flagman. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different track. The tri-oval comes a little bit before the start-finish line, but it's going to be on Kenny Real, that number 20 machine, to look for that restart zone, and he'll bring him down to green flag conditions. When he mashes that throttle, it's on him to decide when to cut that turkey. We'll see when he does it here as they approach the start-finish line. Green flag is out here at Talladega. One driver already going 3 wide, a little bit further back in the pack, but the battle's on for the lead. Kenny Real slides up in front of his two competitors right behind him. It's side by side between Robert Bropes and Justin Mellicar. That's a battle for second position. Mellicar in the purple car right to the outside. He's pushing the number 20 of Kenny Real as they come off of turn 2.
Yeah, double wide right here. We've gotten through the gears. It's hard with a field of 40-plus cars on these restarts. Randy Gross was the driver you saw duck out of line right here. We'll have to see if race control elects to give him a penalty, but you've got Braxton DeWeese going to the inside right here in front of Robert Bropes. He wants the lead.
A big power move into turn 3 comes from Braxton DeWeese. He's in that white number 8 machine. He's the car on the inside being pushed by Robert Bropes, but the outside line gathers ahead of steam. That's the 20 of Kenny Real and Justin Mellicar, the two-car tandem looking to break away from the rest of the field. They'll cross the line. Kenny Real scored as the leader there, but Mellicar delivers a big helping hand. Both of those cars stay to the outside. Braxton DeWeese tries to pick up the momentum on the inside.
Yeah, you see the number 20 car of Kenny Real. He's way up high up to the wall. That's very tempting for the drivers behind him to plug the hole up the middle. Looks like we got a couple cars further back that see that hole, and they want to go for it. We're 3 wide around the 12th position back here. It's around Evan Janik and Gino Volante right here. Cars coming up the middle lane right here, while these drivers that were up high are now going down low. We got some 3 wide racing here, Ellis.
That was Trevor Aswernoff, who moved up to the outside. An aggressive move, but he's going to channel it into at least a 5-car pass. Will he make it 3 wide on the top of Brian Bropes? That number 80 machine, 89 machine, I should say, is on a massive tear through the field. Can he be stopped? Went from 16th all the way up to 8th, and he's looking for more into turn 1. Aswernoff slides to the top of the number 29 of Wesley Lynch. Close quarter racing between the top 5. It's about a second that separates the top 20 down the backstretch.
Yeah, and he's got Tim Hammond and he's got Gavin Henson right behind him. Those front two see that run coming from the top right there. Kenny Reel and Justin Melikar jump up in front of Astronaut on the top lane right there. Bottom lane's having a hard time getting the momentum going, and I'm not surprised to see that at all, Ellis. In my experience here at Talladega with these cars, that top lane has been dominant, and you're seeing it right here as we're 3 wide.
The leader's trying to control the race. The number 69 of Tim Hammond, the first of the top 5 to make a move to the inside. Moves to the inside of Trevor Asrenoff, but he doesn't have a dance partner until now. I believe that's the number 29 who just quickly abandons him, bringing Brian Probst in that red number 11 machine. The number 69 has no help. He slides back into the sucker hole in the middle, everyone going to the inside and to the outside, but it's still Kenny Reel who leads the way, being pushed by Justin Melikar. Those cars have been working together for the first 5 laps of this race, looking to take control, but the number 29 is going to have something to say about that. I believe that is Brian Probst. Actually, that's Wesley Lynch in the number 29. 2 by 2, the top 10.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, Brian Probst right behind Wesley Lynch. Brian Probst is a very, very good super speedway racer. He actually won the season opening Truck Series race at Daytona for Slingshot Racing League, so he knows how to get to the front. I'm sorry, Gen 4 race, not Truck Series, but he knows how to get to the front here on these super speedways, and I'm not surprised at all to see him delivering a great push to the inside lane right there with Wesley Lynch in the 29.
Thanks, Connor Lyons, for that $5 super chat, buddy. Got you entered to win that Jeff Gordon diecast, and 100% of it goes to Feeding America for charity. And boy, Tom Lickert, he's stuck in the sucker hole right now, dropping back, hoping David Moyer and that number 47 can pick them up. But right now, the top 3 are breaking away on the outside. The first battle is between Gavin Henson, who's got now Wesley Lynch to the inside, 3 wide, that middle row, trying to get something going, led by Gavin Henson. He'll push it 3 wide. Who will lead this lap as they come through the tri-oval? The momentum seems to be with the middle right now. I believe that's Stephen Gill right behind Henson, but it's going to be Reel who leads that lap.
Yeah, that middle lane right there has a lot of momentum, but all that jockeying for position has enabled the inside lane to move forward right here. That's Wesley Lynch clearing all the other lanes. Brian Probst going with him. You got Braxton DeWeese, Robert Probst as well. You see Kenny Reel in the 20 car. He's doing everything he can else to side draft that inside lane, try to slow them down, but to no avail. The inside lane just has the numbers and it has the momentum.
Suddenly the tide has shifted. The outside had been fast early, but now the inside line looks to claim the dominant line here. Wesley Lynch leads it. He's got Brian Probst right behind him with Braxton DeWeese and Robert Probst in tow. Can the Probst boys work together to maybe get to the lead? That outside line really struggling right now, Chris. You have to go all the way back to about 9th or 10th position to find the first side-by-side battle. Almost contact there. The 89 and the 84, but Chris, 4 wide as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, great job by those drivers right there. Gavin Henson, Trevor Asrenoff, everybody did a great job of keeping it straight right there, not making any contact, any significant contact. And we're still going. We're still green right here. Kenny Reel is just slipping back further and further. He's fighting really, really hard without a whole lot of help to try to side draft that inside lane, trying to break those drivers underneath him apart. And he is slowing them down just a little bit. He's got a little bit of help right here from Gavin Henson. The story we haven't talked about so far, Ellis, is you cannot push too long in these ARCA cars. They will begin to get hot. So as the driver behind you the engine temperature starts to increase, you're possibly going to see that driver not be able to push as much as they were before. So something we'll have to keep our eyes on tonight is the drivers who are able to keep their engines as fresh as possible.
Now, how important is communication when maybe you're backing off the back bumper of a driver? You can see just how close these are right now as we ride on board with Gavin Henson. A little bit of contact there. I should say, how dangerous is it to lift off the throttle and not be afraid the guy behind you is going to slam into you, as we've seen happen almost a few times in as many seconds?
Yeah, communication, very important here on the super speedway, probably more important than anywhere else. An aggressive move right here from Gavin Henson. He pushed Kenny Reel all the way to the front, but as soon as he had a hold of the inside, he wanted to go for it, probably because his engine was getting a little bit warm in that 39 Ford. But we're side by side for the lead right here. Yeah, Ellis, communication, very, very important with all your competitors around you here tonight.
Gavin Henson all the way from 16th now up to 3rd, wanted to go for the lead. That driver out of Tabor City, North Carolina, looking like a rocket man out here so far, and that should be no surprise. His favorite NASCAR driver, Ryan Newman. He's currently channeling that Ryan Newman energy. Difficult force to deal with here, but right now he doesn't have a whole lot of help. Big crash! Number 28, the number 11, Witt and Brian Probst. Jeff Pogo, Aaron Smith involved, Evan Janik back there, 5, 6, 7 cars caught in this lap number 14 or 13 melee.
Yeah, and I think that this was possibly a move trying to go 4 wide, and 4 wide's a little dicey. It's going to be around the 28 of Tom Wendt and the number 24 of Brett Wren. That's going to be where the contact initiates. They are in the middle of the pack, and Brett Wren, see, they're 3 wide. Brett Wren goes for 4 wide right here, and yeah, there's a momentary hole right there, but yeah, lap 14, got to wonder if maybe he could have that one back again, if he would maybe just decide to ride in line right there instead of making it 4 wide. Several cars involved in this: Scotty Sobczak, Evan Janik, Aaron Smith, Tom Wentz, where it initiated before. So yeah, we're going to have to look and see how significant the damage is on some of these vehicles.
And the good news for all the fans watching at home, I know Connor's upset that Aaron ended up getting caught in that crash. He's a big Aaron Smith fan, but the good news is most of these drivers still have that quick repair as we ride on board, and this is going to be quite a shot. We see on the onboard, my goodness, that car went for a ride. I believe that's the 70 of Aaron Smith we're riding on board with there. He was one of the biggest losers on this lap number 13 caution. One of the biggest winners, though, we just awarded our first trading card pack that could have a driver autograph or memorabilia card in it. Goes to Wendy Reel. Wendy, that message is up at the bottom of the screen. You can email us at ssracingleagues@gmail.com to go ahead and claim that prize. We'll get it out to you ASAP. Go ahead, we'll leave that up for you just for a second so you can get that email address. And don't worry, folks, plenty of more giveaways going around tonight. We've already raised $430. We have a $600 goal. Can you help us get there? All of that money is going to go to Feeding America. Every super chat gets you entered in to win that Jeff Gordon diecast car that you see on the screen, 1/24th scale, full metal body diecast, throwback paint scheme for Jeff Gordon there. I believe that's 99 or 2000. You can win it. Every super chat is entered in to win. Right now, yellow flag pit stops underway. Drivers coming to get some fuel and maybe a fresh set of tires. Chris, how important might it be to get tires as these drivers try not to slide across the lines in their pit stalls?
Yeah, it just depends. I would say early on, if you were sliding around right there on the inside, I say that you probably definitely want to get your tires here. But if not, I'd say that you're just getting fuel only. Try to get yourself to a closer number to the end of this thing. I think that you want to save your tires if you have to fill up under green. I think there's a slight advantage to be able to be gained because you're going to have to take the time to put 18 gallons in this thing. I think there's a little bit of time to be gained on the apron of the racetrack, getting up to speed by taking 4 tires. It just handles a little bit better down there when you're trying to, get all the horsepower back underneath you there as you exit pit road. So unless you were spinning right there and sliding through the, through the infield, I think that you're definitely probably going to take fuel only on this pit stop.
And it does appear that most drivers have done so. With all that being said, we gave you pit stops, folks. We're going to step away, hear from Feeding America, and where that money that you're donating goes. We will be right back in just a moment. You're not going to miss any green flag racing.
So I first came to Brooklyn in 1975. So for me, Brooklyn is pretty much my home borough. Yeah, at a very young age, I kind of realized that I need to do something to make the world a better place. I was working on Wall Street doing IT work for 30 years, but that work was not very fulfilling. There was nothing for the soul until I started working for City Harvest. When I took an early retirement from my job, and started doing volunteer work full-time with City Harvest. Over the last 5 years, I kind of realized that the work here is not just about feeding people, but also bringing neighbors together, help bridge the social divide that caused so much tension in the city. The kindness of Feeding America and the hard work of our army of volunteers can turn this nondescriptive parking lot into a happy place for 1,000 families. We help put together the building blocks that would make the future generation live in a much better environment than what I went through.
Back here live in Lincoln, Alabama at the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. You're looking at the front row. Lap 13 caution put us under slow speed conditions, but it's about to amp right back up. The energy in the pack was absolutely phenomenal. Before we had that 8-car pileup. Right now, Stephen Gill is going to be scored as your leader. He's going to have Gino Volanti on his birthday. Chris, what a win it would be for Gino Volanti. I know Stephen Gill wouldn't want to take that away from him on his birthday, but these two drivers, we see them on a weekly basis, and it's awesome to see them up at the front here on a restart. 16 laps down, just about 55 laps left, and they're going to click by quickly here at Talladega with speeds upwards of 200 miles an hour. Chris, on top of the crew chief pit box, you got any last-minute words of wisdom for drivers after that first 16-lap run?
Yeah, I think it just depends on your situation. If you've already used a quick repair, you don't have any more bullets left in the chamber here, so just keep that in mind right here on this restart. A lot of cars still in the field right here. In fact, I'm looking at the field right now. All drivers still on track, so it can get a little bit dicey as we've seen on these restarts with just the checkup effect. So that's the thing I'm going to be worried about more than anything else, is not getting the front end bashed in right here on this restart.
Drivers going to be doing everything they can. Stephen Gill out of Windsor, New York, the Empire State, looking to claim the top spot tonight. He's on the lead front row right now, coming to the restart. Gill brings us underway. A little bit of a stack up right behind him. I believe everyone gets it gathered back up pretty quickly. Looks like everyone's stable through the rest of the pack. It's currently a 4-car breakaway. Drivers looking to get every inch of track position that they can on these very, very critical restarts. Top 4 pull away, but the number 84, the purple car of Justin Mellicar, is coming with a big run. Where will he take it?
Yeah, where will he take it indeed right here? Kenny Real looking to go up the outside right here. A block from Gino Volanti. Some contact in the outside wall right there. Justin Mellicar is going to lose a little bit of ground as they made that contact right there. As Gino Volanti trying to do everything he can to keep that 20-car Kenny Real behind him right here. Real going to try to push that 17, but meanwhile on the bottom it's Stephen Gill and Tim Hammond breaking away.
Gino Volanti saying, it's my birthday and I'll block if I want to, but the top 3, they spread, they fan out quickly, and it's a battle for the lead that's 3 wide through the Talladega Tri-Oval. That's the number 6 of Jacob Cochran, now 4 wide for second place. Big contact, 4, 5, 6 cars in the top 10 collide. Down into turn 1, it's a 20-car pileup. The carnage has ensued.
Carnage has ensued indeed, and yeah, the 4 wide is just, it's really, really dicey. This track is wide enough for 4 wide, but the problem that you run into, Ellis, is when the cars begin to move around a little bit, there is absolutely no margin for error, and that's what's going to happen right here when we look back at this replay. It's going to start around the 17 car of Gino Volanti. That is going to be sort of the area where this crash begins to occur. And I think drivers are taking their runs here instead of, getting in line and just trying to push. And yeah, we're 4 wide right there. Gino Volanti and the 69 of Tim Hammond. Volanti kind of moving down the track a little bit right there into the 69 car of Hammond right there. And you see several cars sideways on the track right here. I see Robert Brooks around. I see Dustin Lewis going sideways right there. Down on the inside, I see Bryce Hinton involved. I see Gavin Henson there also collected. Nathan Gentry's down there. Paul Thomas. I think Jacob Nickerson's got some damage as well in the 35. Ryan Hinkle was in it. I think that maybe Braxton DeWeese and Steve Vest came to a stop and were able to miss most of this. but several cars getting some significant damage. They will have to take their quick repairs. We're riding on board with Gino Volante right here. There's another car to his outside right here, and I think that, yeah, just kind of moving around a little bit right there in that 17. And, yeah, some contact ensues. And you can see what happens with just a little bit of contact here, how big the crash is.
Oh, man, some of those Thanksgiving Fall Classic Feeding America cars taken out. Now, not taken out because we think they've got the quick repair left. And, Chris, you mentioned it. A lot of them are going to likely need to take the quick repair. You can already see several of them on pit road right now. That happened about 5th place on back. And, Chris, you mentioned it. Drivers just got a little bit excited to be up front. You know, at Talladega, that's a big deal. We talked about how much you want to be leading the pack, but some aggressive move early had brought us under caution here on lap 19 for the second time tonight. Folks, in the super chat, Ryan Munn, $10. Appreciate that, man. Every little bit helps, folks. Make sure you get your super chats in so you can be entered in to win that Jeff Gordon 1/24th scale diecast. Currently, Chris, we've raised $490. Also, Cindy Smith got a donation in there as well. $490 of our $600 goal already raised 20 laps into this race, folks. We appreciate you tuning in as we watch these pit stops happen for these drivers who were damaged under that lap number 18. Big one. Are you surprised we saw the big one so early, Chris?
You know, I part of me is not surprised at all. I mean, we saw some really good racing right there in that, you know, after the first caution, before the second one, we saw some really, you know, aggressive racing. And when I saw that, I was thinking, oh boy, you know, these guys are really good. We were seeing a lot of them do a great job of, you know, running 3 wide pretty consistently. But the moments that, you know, it's not a coincidence, I don't think, Ellis, that the two, you know, sort of larger crashes we've had is when drivers elected to go to 4 wide. So I think that, you know, 4 wide has its place. And I think maybe, you know, lap 15 to lap 20 is probably not the time or place to do that. So, yeah, maybe these drivers right here will decide to keep it to 2 and 3 wide racing around Talladega for the foreseeable time at least.
I'm curious if we might try to pull in a driver here to hear some of the driver perspective. Look and see who we got that might be available and down to chat. Who do you think we should bring in? Maybe Gavin. You got any drivers?
We got a race leader right here. I don't know if he's
like that.
in the chat.
He is there. I will move him in.
Okay.
Jacob Cochran, number 6. You got a copy. It's Ellison, Chris, and Johnny in the booth.
Sir.
Hey, man. Well, you got the best seat in the house right now. Currently scored as the leader. Boy, it has been some intense energy, as they say, out on the track right now. You're getting ready to come to the 1 to go signal. Got about 50 laps or so left. Talk to us about what it's felt like out there and what it's going to take to get the job done tonight.
And I don't know, it's racy for sure. You know, we're just trying. I think everybody's just trying to get to the front to get out of trouble, but that's where the trouble is. So we just got to keep it up front and see what happens at the end of this thing.
Man, before we let you go, I got to ask you, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Ooh, probably the turkey. I love a good honey roasted turkey or ham even.
Hey, can't go wrong with ham. We're going to move you back to the Black Diamond Designs Discord, man. Good luck out there. Say hey to your teammates for us.
I will. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, so you heard from the race leader, Jacob Cochran, talking about the energy out on the racetrack. Feeling wild. Also, thank you for the super chat for Yells. Entered in to win that Jeff Gordon diecast car here at the end of the race, folks. You can help us in hunger tonight by donating to Feed America with a super chat, or you can send a donation using the link slingshotracing.org/donate. Either one of those has worked, already raised, now up to $500 raised for Feeding America tonight. So awesome stuff. every bit helps. We appreciate your generosity this holiday season. These drivers looking for a little bit maybe more generosity with each other on the racetrack. We've seen some aggressive moves, Chris. You talked about how maybe it was just a little bit early to be shaking and baking for a Talladega Nights reference there. Maybe drivers going to calm down a little bit here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe that wreck right there, a lot of them using up their quick repair, will definitely bring some of that aggression down. You know, a quick repair kind of puts you, makes you feel a little bit invincible maybe on the racetrack there for a little bit. But yeah, you know, now you don't have any more bullets left. You got to just run what you got right here for the rest of the race. So yeah, I think that maybe hopefully we'll see it settle down a little bit, but still racing hard.
Driver's going to be running what they brung, some without any bullets left in the chamber. They're going to be giving it their all here. Jacob Cochran and Kenny Reel, that's your front row. Cochran wiggles a little bit as he mashes that throttle pedal, but both drivers side by side get off cleanly. The rest of the field looks like they've done the same. Melichar in that purple machine slides to the top. He's been working with Reel all night long. Reel tries to push forward, getting right out in front, clearly in front of Jacob Cochran, who's waiting for Gavin Hinson, his own teammate, to give him a little bit of a helping hand in that Feeding America number 39. But the momentum all seems to be going towards the outside down the backstretch.
Yeah, Kenny Reel controlling the race right here by leading the outside lane. You see that car kind of wiggle right there. That's not by choice. He's getting a little bit of a push right there from Justin Melichar, and he wants that push. He wants to receive that help right here. The 20 and the 84, I'm not sure if they're teammates, Ellis, but they are working very well together tonight, it seems. Anytime those two cars are lined up, it seems like their lane kind of moves forward right here. So Justin Melichar doing a great job of pushing Kenny Reel. Meanwhile, we got a middle lane starting to form right here with Alex Pollock leading it up the middle.
Alex Pollock in that number 92 bright yellow and red machine. Was a middle line forming, but the outside line is dissipated. Now Pollock finds himself fourth in the outside line. Big run coming to the back of the number 89 of Trevor Oswernoth. Well with the 92. Take it. He's got Tom Lickard in that number 71. I should say that's Kenneth Gallman in the number 71 machine right behind Alex Pollock, that bright green machine. The outside line continues to have the momentum. Chris, where will they go? Do you think the 20 and the 84 and the 89 try to slide down to the middle and maybe control this race on both lanes?
Yeah, it's definitely a good possibility right here. Alex Pollock right here is going to jump down in front of Jacob Cochran. Going to get a little bit of a push from that number 6 machine. They're working together here tonight in the same chat. And, you know, it seems like they've got a little bit of an alliance formed right there, the 92 and the 6. 39, I believe that's Gavin Hinson right behind them. So a lot of those drivers right there from NSRLA, they're very comfortable running with each other. Here they are leading that inside lane.
That's one of the interesting dynamics, Chris, we haven't mentioned yet is the mix of league drivers racing in a night's race. We can count at least 6 to 7 leagues represented, with many leagues having multiple drivers represented. So there's almost kind of like a battle of the leagues going on here right inside this Thanksgiving Fall Classic race. Drivers looking for bragging rights to bring home that championship trophy to their league at the end of the night. Right now, Kenny Reel doing the best work leading that top line. He's the leader of the pack, but quickly I see a third line forming. That's the number 3 of Robbie Adams, who's going to have the 29 of Wesley Lynch slide up in front of him. You can see that outside line forming. The white car of Lynch to the outside on Tom Lickard, and there goes another car. The 71 of Kenneth Gallman jumps up in front of Lynch. The outside line seems to be gaining the most energy. The energy is picking up down the backstretch.
Yeah, the 29 and the 71, that's, oh man, as we get some contact right there on the outside lane. Those two are teammates. I know that they are working together right here, as I think Kenneth Gallman might have dropped. Oh no, he's in front of Lynch right there. He's in that, actually it's in the number 4. It's showing 71 on my end. I do apologize for that. But yeah, he's right up on the back bumper of Trevor Oswernoth right here. Outside lane seems to have the momentum right now. All the energy is in the top lane right here, and Kenny Reel sees that, and he moves up in front right there. The leaders right here, highlining, freight training them around the top.
Trevor Azranoff, that third car on the outside line, the number 89 out of Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters, looking like he is mastering Talladega right now. At least the high line, the 71 of Gallman, big contact, Brian Probst, one car sideways. Can they hold on to it? It brings us under the third caution tonight. And boy, Chris, that could have been a much bigger deal than it was. I think we got lucky there.
Yeah, we did right there. The contact is going to start around Kenneth Gallman is where it initially started, but the actual crash itself is much further back. I think it's going to be around where Randy Gross in the 31 is. Randy Gross makes some contact with the number 7 car sliding down the inside. That is John Border. And so, yeah, you see what happens here at Talladega running in a big pack like this. You're running along, everything is just fine. And, something that happens a few rows up ahead of you, a stack-up effect, causes this crash to occur a little bit further back from all of that.
Big caution avoided there. We're under caution regardless. One car ended up being affected most by that incident. All the other drivers somehow managed to avoid any sort of major catastrophe here on lap number 27 of 70. Top 5 as they run. Kenny Reel, Justin Melikar, Trevor Azranoff. We've seen those drivers working together all night long. Robbie Adams and Alex Pollock round out the top 5. Now, drivers going to have a choice to make, Chris. We thought about 30 to 32 laps of fuel. Do drivers consider coming down pit road here? I don't think they're within their window to make it to the end.
No, we got about 43 laps left in the race, so not quite in that window yet, but you never know if this thing might go green. I suspect that you might see some drivers that are about, like where Aaron Smith is, James Danforth, Brian Brope, some of those drivers in that area of the field, they might elect to come to pit road right here and just top off that fuel tank, put them in a better spot. Who knows? We might break out and go green from this point right here. Hadn't had a very green look to it so far, but that might change right here as we got some drivers electing to come to pit road.
Alex Pollock going to be leading the way down there amongst the leaders. Number 92 coming to the attention of his pit crew, probably going to bring about 15 or 20 cars with him down pit road. Maybe nothing to lose, get some fuel, and you never know. We might have enough cautions to get them to the end in one piece. But regardless, I don't think this is going to be a major setback for any of these drivers. We talked about how quickly a driver can go from 20th place all the way up to the lead here at Talladega. The draft, as they say, is the great equalizer. Folks, couple things happening right now. We're going to do another trading card pack giveaway. Another trading card pack. Wendy Reel won our first one, but I got a question for you. What is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? What is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? Let us know in the chat, and we'll choose one commenter to send out that free pack of Panini NASCAR trading cards to. What's your favorite tradition? While we're waiting to hear those traditions, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, hear from our friends over at Feeding America, where all those super chats are going to tonight. We'll be right back. You're not going to miss a thing.
As a mom, I want to be able to give my children the things that they need, and one of the primary responsibilities of a mom is to feed her kids, and that is hard to do on a budget. The things that are less expensive are the things that are less healthy. I want to be able to buy the produce and the dairy that's fresh and healthy. I want them to be able to have the energy that they need to run around and play. My name is Brittany. My husband is Clint. We have 2 little boys, and we love spending time together. Things were really tight, and one of our neighbors mentioned the Utah Food Bank brought food to our neighborhood, and there was a whole truckload of food. I was really excited and humbled someone would be willing to donate all of that sort of thing and that we could have that. When we say that we're homeowners, people think that we haven't made, that we don't struggle with money, but we do. Bills are really tight. We still have to make those choices and live on a budget. I use coupons. I do babysitting for the neighbors during the day, and I work at night. My husband has a college degree, and yet our income is still in the poverty level. Last year, we didn't turn the heat on during the winter. We had a little space heater that we used, and we all slept in the same bedroom. It's a terrible feeling as a mom, but it's a reality. Do you get the medicine? Do you get the fresh food? Do you get the pair of shoes? Or do you send them to school in November with sandals? I couldn't possibly tell you the difference it has made in our lives, that I have felt like a better mother, that I've been able to provide more for my children. The money that we were able to save on our groceries has helped us to be able to get back on our feet.
Back here live in Talladega, the virtual Talladega Superspeedway, lap 29, coming to lap 30, almost to the halfway point of the Thanksgiving Fall Classic. Every dollar raised going to feeding America and helping hungry families in need. Already we've raised $515. We're hoping you can add any little bit you can spare to that to help families in need. Every super chat goes directly to feeding America. We're asking some questions in the chat. For next one we asked was, what's your favorite Thanksgiving Day tradition? Let us know in the chat. We're going to give 1 pack of Panini NASCAR trading cards away to one lucky viewer. We'll get you another minute or so to get those comments in, and then we'll choose one lucky winner. Right now, Chris, Kenny Reel, Justin Melicar, they've done a good job of really kind of dominating this race so far, just in terms of track position and keeping the rest of the field at bay.
Yeah, they have, and I have confirmed that those two drivers are teammates along with Trevor Asrenarth. So those drivers are committed to each other. They've been working very, very well together the entire race. So we have to see if they continue working together right here. They're a little bit split up in the sense that Melicar right here is on the outside, but I'm willing to bet they'll work together to see what they can do to get lined up nose to tail again.
Restart on the way, and boy, Aswinoff delivers a shove. You can't reel in that number 20. That was a coordinated restart for sure, handled like a pro. Those drivers move up to the top, and Chris, you mentioned it. These cars are working together, and they love that top lane. We talked about how that can definitely be a major strategy play. It looks like the 3 of Robbie Adams out of Louisville, Georgia, is going to join them up there on the top with Tom Lickert and Kenneth Gallman joining in right behind. That inside line, I should say, struggling to get going, led by Tom Lickert. Robert Brobe, Scotty Sobczak, and Bryce Hinton, all trying to get that inside line going right now to no avail. And the 71 of Kenneth Gallman finds himself right in the middle, 3 wide, back around 5th or 6th position. Gallman, he's the sucker hole in the middle.
Yeah, and he's got Stephen Gill behind him, Aaron Smith behind him as well right here. Actually, Stephen Gill is going to bail and go to the top lane. Brian Broke's going to move down here into the middle lane in that red and white Target machine. It's like Brian's having a little bit of a moment of indecision, but I think he commits now to the middle lane right here. They're kind of moving backwards as that top lane is still rolling forward. Bottom lane up towards the front has got Tom Lickert leading with Robert Brooks pushing him. So that combination right there, we'll see what they can do. They're working together in the general chat, I do believe. So that could be an effective combination right there. I'm trying to look for team combinations. I know that we got Scotty Sobczak, Aaron Smith working together, Tom Lickert, Robert Brooks working together along with Brian Brooks. Trying to look for all these team combinations right here to see how effective they can be on the racetrack.
Shout out to XXL Calaboose for that $5 super chat donation. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. That inside line, which has been faltering much of the race, suddenly finds its sea legs, led by Tom Lickert and Robert Probst. They dive to the inside as the 20 of Kenny Reel climbs the banking, and we have a race for the lead. Reel on the top, Lickert on the bottom. Can the top maintain that momentum? They've been great in the draft so far. Teamwork makes the dream work, and you saw it right there. Down the backstretch, Astronaut lends a helping hand to Kenny Reel, and they get about 4 or 5 car links out in front, but the inside line, led by that white number 99 of Tom Lickert, fights back, and suddenly it's a big battle for the top 5.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job in the top lane. Reel, Astronaut, along with the 84 Mellicart. You saw them get really close to the inside lane, trying to side draft them and then pull away on corner exit, trying to do everything they can to limit the side draft effect. They've been broken up, though, now. That 3-car of Robbie Adams is going to hang Justin Mellicart out to dry, and that's going to separate that trio of teammates. Oh, Robbie Adams into the back of the 89. They saved it, though.
Stop, Zach, below the yellow line, out of the throttle, and Bryce Hinton heads up driving by multiple drivers as they careen down the back straightaway at speeds upwards of 200 miles an hour. Skill on display for these 41 drivers as we just avoided another major big accident headed down into turn number 3, the 84. That's Mellicart. He wants back up to his teammates. He's going to dive to the high line to see if he can't make it happen. Meanwhile, Robbie Adams and the number 39 of Gavin Henson try to get the job done. I should say that's the 39. That is the number 63. The number 63.
Oh, we got one car on the apron. That's James Danforth further back in the field. He saved it. He held on to it. We're still green. We're still racing. That has kind of broken this pack apart, though.
Getting ready to hit the halfway point, and the intensity is picking up. Look at the number 3. That is the number 3 of Robbie Adams out of Georgia. He's bringing a handful of team cars with him, and the lane opens, the door wide open for Robbie Adams. He's your new leader. He's going to bring, I believe that's Corey Jones in the number 63 with Gavin Henson. 3 Feeding America cars line up straight down the middle, and the caution is out here on lap number 34. We'll see if we can't figure out what happened.
Yeah,
maybe Scott Drost potentially.
Yeah, I believe it was, Ellis. That number 2 machine is Scott Drost. A single car incident here. Yeah, we'll go back here to watch it. Yeah, the situation of that 2 car was not clear of the number 88 of James Danforth. Danforth was rejoining after that great save that he had right there. And, yeah, he was going to kind of cut down in front of it. Yeah, it looked like he kind of lifted at the same moment that he was cutting down. And, yeah, that's what enabled the contact to ensue right there. He was trying to find a hole at the same time the car in front of him was also trying to find a hole. Created a little bit of a log jam, and that's what happened right there. We'll see, Ellis. I'm going to go back to sort of see what happened right here. Yeah, we're riding on board with James Danforth. Our producer, Johnny Rapp, has it right here. Watch Jacob Phillips move down, and then, yeah, Drost, there's a checkup effect right there, and Drost was getting out of the gas to try to come down as well, and that's what caused that collision.
All that action was going on while we awarded Corey Wright in the chat. Won the second pack trading cars tonight. Said turkey sandwiches are his favorite Thanksgiving tradition, specifically leftover turkey sandwiches. And I cannot help but agree with that. Great tradition indeed. Corey Wright, you see your name and our email down there at the bottom. Make sure you email us so you can claim that free pack of trading cards. We'll get it out to you in the mail. And right now, these drivers are going to take a break to hit pit road, and I believe they're thinking that they might potentially be able to make it if this thing were to go green. They are within their pit window potentially. Kenny Real in that number 24, who has led, or the 20, who's led much of the race, is going to bring them down first. Drivers going to have to make sure they don't slide over their pit stall line or get too close to the pit wall for the fastest stop possible.
Yeah, this is going to put them right on their number. I think that you'll see these drivers elect to see some tires being changed right there on the 20 car of Real. He's going to win the race off of pit road. As Renath is going to be the second car off of pit road. Looks like Jacob Phillips in the 56 elected to stay out. Several cars, a few different types of strategies going on right here. Looks like the top maybe... I'm going to say, Ellis, probably about the top 15 cars that came down pit road elected to get either fuel only or 2 tires. Some cars a little bit further back electing to take 4.
So we're going to have a bit of a shakeup up at the top of the field. And you can see the first car in tow behind the pace car is that number 56 of Jacob Phillips. And that driver currently out of Chesterfield, Virginia, looking to see if he can't pull the upset here in that turkey machine. And boy, car's making me hungry, Chris. I wouldn't want to be in front of that thing and see that big old turkey in my rear view mirror. That is for sure. Good looking paint scheme out there tonight. We've had some pretty good looking paint schemes. We got a fleet of Feeding America cars out there. I believe Gavin Henson is in that number 39 machine. You see the number 89 machine. Good looking fall Thanksgiving paint scheme. Several drivers going above and beyond to participate in the festivities tonight, folks. We appreciate you tuning in. Couple of reminders for you. If you haven't gotten in the chat, let us know you're here. Let us know who you're rooting for. And if you have been in the chat, you got an opportunity to win some giveaways tonight. We've already given away a couple of packs of Panini NASCAR trading cards, but we're also giving away the big Jeff Gordon diecast, that 1/24th scale bright rainbow number 24 machine. To get entered into that, all you have to do is give us a super chat that goes straight to Feeding America. We aren't keeping a penny of it. Every entry, whether it's $1 or $2 in the super chat, you can see that option with the dollar bill sign on your chat window. Every entry gets you entered in to win that Jeff Gordon diecast. So we've already got 6 or 7 entered into that. Add your name to that list. Oh, here we go. We got one. Went golfing, $10. Helping families in need. Absolutely appreciate that. That's going to take our total raised up to $530 between driver entries and then individual donations over the course of the evening. We appreciate that, folks. Absolutely. And right now, this racing, Chris, has been absolutely amazing. So, yeah, Tom Went, that number 28. Throwing it back to the old Davey Allison paint scheme. We saw that number 28 in our opening trailer. And doing a pretty good job tonight. Top 15 run going for Went. We've seen him at the front. He got a little bit of damage early in that first crash of the evening, but he's gathered it back up, and he might be a force to be reckoned with before this thing's over tonight.
Yeah, and, he is a, we talked about different leagues of drivers. He's a road and plate veteran, so, he's comfortable running on these super speedways, especially in these ARCA cars. We did have a pretty significant development right here under this yellow flag, Ellis. The current championship points leader, and I'm going to go and call him the champion because he has locked it up in the Invitational Cup Series for Slingshot Racing League. That's Aaron Smith. I believe Aaron had a connection issue here on this caution, and he disconnected. He has reconnected and rejoined. He's currently showing as 1 lap down. He's still in the pits as the field is approaching, so he's going to be in trouble right here, I believe, unless a caution comes out fairly quickly right here on this restart.
Connor, he's asking for a Thanksgiving crank it up, Johnny. I think we're going to give the man what he wants. He's going to get a Thanksgiving crank it up. We're going to step away once the green flag comes out. We'll go quiet, but the screen's not going to be quiet. You're going to hear those cars ripping and roaring up to 200 miles an hour. It's going to be Jacob Phillips and Kenny Reel getting ready to bring us under the green. Is out. Caution is out on the speedway. A couple of cars. Carnage off of turn number 4. That's Paul Thomas and the number 6 of Jacob Cochran that have suffered the most substantial damage. That's Evan Janik, also the number 3. Involved in that as well. I believe that number 3 I'm showing as Robbie Adams. Couple of cars come to a stop at the end of pit road. Let's see if we can't find out what exactly happened.
Yeah, I believe it was a little bit of a stack up around the 69 car You see how they're stacking up really bad right here behind Wesley Lynch. Lynch turned down across the nose of the 47 car of David Moyer. Yeah, we had a little bit of a jam up there, way off the pace right here. So I think it was actually a jam up ahead of them, but that's where the initial contact happens. Evan Janik up the hill. He collects one car as they go up the hill. Unfortunately, they cut away right there. If we can't see it, I think, Johnny, if we could go, we might be able to go side by side, and I might be able to show it possibly right here with the 71 car of Evan Janik. He's going to go up the hill. He's going to make some contact with one of those Speeding America machines right there. That is Robbie Adams, and in front of him, that's Jacob Cochran. I'm going to go back right here. There's like two separate different incidents going on right here. Jacob Cochran took evasive action to try to avoid that crash in that number 6, that Mark Martin throwback. And as he came by Paul Thomas, the two of them make contact. He's going to come... Oh, yeah, and there was also more contact from David Moyer right there. Moyer collected the 6 after he'd already made some contact with the 69 car right there. So that was like really 3 different incidents that we saw right there in turns 3 and 4.
And that shows you just how quickly things can go from good to bad at a super speedway like this. Just inches away, the difference between good and bad for several drivers there. Paul Thomas getting a bit of heavy damage from that collision. Several drivers going to make their way down pit road to try to get that damage repaired, but it's kind of shaking things up here at the front, I believe. I take that back. We had a little bit of a scoring issue there as we watch Paul Thomas and several other cars make their way down pit road. Just getting our things reset here. But Robert Bropes is going to be scored currently as the leader. And Robert Bropes, that driver out of Brooklyn, Maryland, in that number 5 machine, around that Terry Labonte, the paint scheme. That is one of my favorite paint schemes of all time. You get a good orange paint scheme. Can't go wrong with that, Chris. And he's got Kenny Reel behind him. During the break, we were talking just how fast Kenny Reel and the number 89, the 84 have been all night long, really working together and showing the rest of the field how it's pretty much done.
Yeah, they've been up there in the top 5, controlling the race. We saw Justin Melicar kind of get separated from them at one point, how he kind of slid back. But, you know, he's worked his way back up there. He's currently in the 5th position. And, yeah, the 3 of them are committed, and you're really seeing right here, Ellis, you're seeing what happens when drivers commit to one another, especially 3 drivers that are, you know, very, very quick. If you watch the Slingshot Racing League race here at Talladega a few weeks back, you and I kind of had that mentality, you know, with our race as well, that we were just going to try to stay committed to each other. And once we got to the front, you know, we kind of struggled to get there. But once we did, we kind of maintained that position. And I think that's what we're seeing out of those teammates here tonight, the 20, the 89, and the 84, as they fake to come to pit road. But, Ellis, I don't think that you're going to see many drivers elect to come to pit road for the rest of this thing right here unless they're further back in the field.
Well, speaking of these leaders, I believe we had Justin Melicar saying they wanted to be pulled into the booth. You think we got a second to do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Looks like we're not even on the one to go yet.
Yeah. Justin Melicar, this is Ellis, Chris, and Johnny in the Slingshot booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Hey, man, it's going. Well, that was you in the chat that wanted to pull you in. It's going to be awkward if it wasn't, but I'm assuming it is.
Oh,
right?
it is. That is.
Okay.
We pull the whole team in, man. We're coming in.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let's get you all in. Are we on the one to go yet?
Yeah, we can do the
not.
restart in here if we wanted to.
Okay. All right, we're going to pull y'all all in. So talk to us about what y'all have been doing that is making it look so easy right now. I think we got all 3 of y'all in the broadcast booth. Actually, I moved them in the waiting room. They are now.
I'm so sorry.
They are now in. Let us know what's going on inside those cars.
I'll let Trev take over. Go ahead, Trev. What's going on?
Hey, man, let me tell you what. I'll tell you what. It's Thanksgiving. We're out here on the Fall Classic. It's hot. It's storming. It's dry. It's wet. Maybe we're out here trying to go out here and win us a Fall Classic race. That's what it's out here in these race cars. We're slanging and danging. We cut the sleeves off. We're out here about to get us a good old-fashioned side drafting. I was going to say another word, can't say it, but we We're live on the broadcast, baby, and we're ready to rock. We're trying to go up here and get this thing 1, 2, 3 here tonight for you at the Thanksgiving Fall Classic.
I love the energy. Absolutely. What are you going to have to do to stay in front? How's it been controlling that race up at the top?
You guys were talking about commitment on the broadcast, and that's exactly what it is. We're committed to each other, each and every move, up until that last lap, because I'm going to wreck them for the win. But, yeah, we're up here, man. We just got to stay with it, do our thing. We've been up here in the top 5, top 10 all race, and just try to stay up front, stay out of all the wrecks.
All right. Well, good luck out there. Remind me of what Discord am I sending you back to? Jack Shack?
Oh, baby, the Jack Shack, because we're always
all
rocking,
right.
baby. That's right.
Have fun. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Absolutely. All right, so you heard, Chris, I'm amazed they can be having such a good time and being so locked in at the, oh my goodness, Robert Probst about got a little bit of the pace car there as the pace car made the left-hand turn. It's going to be on Robert Probst, the number 5, to get us back underway here. Coming to lap number 42, the laps are clicking away, and the time is closing in on that final part of the race. The pay window getting ready to open as Robert Probst opens that throttle here on the restart. We're back underway here at Talladega. Probst gets away cleanly. He's got Bryce Hinton not too far behind, but that 20 of Kenny Reel and number 84 of Justin Melicar locked back up again with Aswinoth right behind. Chris, that outside line has been the place to be, and I don't think it's going to change on this lap.
Yeah, no, it's not going to. We do have a crash further back right here. That's Zachary Mitchell back behind the pack right here in the 23 machine. Another single car incident, I do believe, and yeah, I think that was some contact initiated between the 23 of Mitchell and the number 3 maybe of Robbie Adams. Yeah, we're riding overhead right here, and we'll see. Yeah, there is the 3 right there of Robbie Adams going up the middle right there. And, yeah, some contact right there to the left rear of Zachary Mitchell and going to turn him around.
I'm not great at geometry or spatial awareness, Chris, but I don't think there was room to take it 4 wide there. And I think most math teachers or history teachers like us would probably agree with that. But it puts us under caution here for the 6th time tonight at Talladega. We mentioned it, just over 25 laps remaining in the Thanksgiving Fall Classic to benefit Feeding America and help feed hungry families this Thanksgiving. Folks, we are going to watch on board, as you called it right there. The hole opened briefly, but it closed just as quickly as it opened, and that number 3 car got caught in the shuffle there to put us under caution, and that is not a pretty view on board. That's not the view you want to have if you're here at Talladega. Couple folks in the chat right now just looking through who's all let us know they're here. B. Rizzle having a blast tuning in. Appreciate you, Brett Wren. Justin in the chat. NASCAR Racing Team also in the chat. Of course, Corey Wright, who won one of our giveaways. Lots of folks chiming in. Folks, let us know who you're here rooting for tonight. Hey, got another super chat from Julie Super. $20 in the super chat. That puts us at $550, just $50 away from our $600 goal here tonight to raise money for families in need and give back this Thanksgiving. So we're getting there, folks. Help us out. We got $50 to go. Every penny goes to Feeding America, and every super chat gets you entered in to win that Jeff Gordon diecast that we're giving away in just a little bit at the end of the race. A super chat gets you entered, but there's a few more diecasts. They're going to be available to everyone. Send your friends, send your link to this video to anyone who you think you might be interested in watching some great racing go over the last 25 laps or so in this race. It's been a wild one so far, Chris. I think we've had many lead changes. It takes more than 2 hands to count. The racing has been intense. We've had a little bit of a spate of cautions here. Talk to me from the driver's perspective. How difficult is it to get locked back in after a caution and then maybe just 2 or 3 laps that go by and you get another caution?
Yeah, it's really difficult to, have these little short, short runs right here with the quick yellow flags. If you're a driver, I know that a lot of these drivers are a little bit further back. They're just hoping, man, will this thing just go green so we can get some laps under our belt right here. Some of them probably think that, hey, if we get going green, I can make up some track position here and, work my way forward. And, I suspect that, this is a great field of drivers. Don't get me wrong. But, there's also some uncertainty. A lot of drivers that aren't running around each other on a consistent basis. And, that could be a little bit of a troublesome, area, trying to navigate around drivers you're not as comfortable with. So I think that most all of our crashes tonight have been, with the exception of a couple early on, they've been some single car incidents. So that's why we've got almost all the drivers still out there. 40 of our 41 starters are still in this thing. And, we don't have many drivers a lap down, currently 35 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, it's been a packed field from start all the way up until now. Looking at Sean Warub, started in the 39th position in that number 40 machine, that Dale Jr. Throwback, that AC Delco Xfinity Series machine. I guess the Busch Series back then. But Sean Warub, good job climbing through the field. Not an easy thing to do here at Talladega, especially with all the chaos that we've had kind of break out over the last part of the race or so. You saw it. Started 39th all the way up to 30th. I don't know if he has any teammates that he's been working with that have stood out to me particularly, Chris. So that makes that even more impressive. Hey, got another super chat coming in from Corey Wright. $10. Appreciate that. William Ward as well. There's a $20 super chat. Folks, thank you so much, and that means a lot. It's going straight to Feeding America and helping families in need this Thanksgiving. Going to enter both of y'all into that Jeff Gordon diecast. Get those names written down right now, and I believe, Chris, that puts us about $20 short of our $600 goal. So
wow,
how about that? We're getting close.
We are getting very close. I mean, we can't thank everybody enough for tuning in tonight, rooting on your favorite drivers, participating in the chat, and most importantly for donating to a worthy cause to help feed hungry families this Thanksgiving week. So, we're very, very appreciative. And, we've had so many people tuned in, watching here throughout the race. And, if you like what you're seeing tonight, we encourage you to tune in every single week here to the channel. There's always racing here, at least 3 nights out of the week here on Slingshot TV.
Lots of racing. Laps clicking away here in Talladega. We don't have a lot left to run. It's going to be about 25 laps remaining when we take the green flag, and these drivers hungry for a win tonight. We got a cool trophy that we're giving away to the winner as well. So not only bragging rights, but a pretty cool looking trophy on the way to whoever wins this race here at the end of lap number 70. We're approaching it slowly but surely. Now, Chris, one thing I did notice on the last couple of sets of longer green flag runs that we've had, about 20th on back had kind of had a breakaway going. If you're one of those drivers who has been sitting in the back, when is go time?
I think that, with the yellow flags that we've had tonight, I think that you can afford to kind of just wait around a little bit. I don't think it's right now. If you're able to keep lined up together with that group and stay within striking distance, you maybe can make up that ground right here. So I think we'll see them to continue to ride.
Drivers looking to make up as much ground as possible on the restart. Some bumpers locked on the restart a little bit further back. Everyone's going to get it underway as we ride on board with Kenny Reel in that number 20 machine. He's been the class of the field, slides up in front of Robert Brobst, who makes contact with the back bumper. That outside line is now broken up. The teammates, Robert Brobst trying to push towards the lead, trying to get by Kenny Reel with a big handful of a helping handful there from the front bumper of Robert Brobst. Kenny Reel's going to duck down to the inside. Here comes Hinton helping Brobst to the lead, and suddenly they've got Dustin Lewis in the number 33 joining up that third car on the outside. Lewis, the driver out of Waycross, Georgia, looking into the top 3 for the first time tonight as they come off of turn 4.
Yeah, there was some pretty big contact right there between Bropes and Real, and then rolls reverse right there. Real into the back of Bropes right here, pushing him on the inside lane. Bryce Hinton doing everything he can to side draft that inside lane, and meanwhile, there's a third lane beginning to emerge right here. That's the 29 car of Wesley Lynch leading that one.
Wesley Lynch with a mirror full of Brian Bropes and Gavin Henson. That's the 3-car lineup up top. They're about third in line. They've got the most momentum, at least as of the last lap. Bryce Hinton senses it. He pulls up and becomes the leader in that fourth line, that outside line, led by the JBL machine. Wesley Lynch tries to push him. Can they get the momentum they need? And now Hinton finds himself locked in the middle of the sucker hole. He's abandoned by that top and the bottom, and it's going to slow down that middle lane as they come off of turn 4.
You can really see the speed difference between the 22 car and the cars on the inside and the outside right there. Really exaggerated with this car compared to some other ones here on iRacing, as meanwhile, those teammates are now nose to tail, 1, 2, 3 at the front of this thing once again.
If you're the rest of the field, that is not what you wanted to see, and Wesley Lynch says that indeed. He jumps to the inside to see if he can't break the draft of those leaders, trying to pick up Robert Probst on the inside with Tom Lickert, the third car in line on the inside, but that outside line has too much speed. The inside line falters, so does the middle. The top is the place to be as they head down into turn number 3. It's Real, Mellicar. Those are your top 2, and then the number 89 of Trevor Aswinoff finds himself sliding back, making contact with Gavin Henson.
Yeah, that was a dicey move right there by the 89 of Astronaut. He's going to save it, though, and the 39 is going to save it. Oh, some blocking going on right here between the 39 and the 89. Some more contact ensues between them. A lot of lane changing going on right here between these cars.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I've seen this much lane changing in a long time at Talladega. And Chris, these ARCA cars, they allow for a lot of maneuverability at high speeds, and you're seeing drivers showcase that right now all over the place, but it also shows how important it is to be with your teammates. Some of the aggressive moves just to try to band back up with the drivers who brought you to the front. In that top line, I thought Gavin Henson might swing it down to the inside there, but he elects to stay to the top. He sees that as the winning move so far. Jacob Cochran now in the middle. Aswinoff tried to slow down the advances of that bright red, white, and blue, number 6. Cochran, a Mystic Racing League playoff finalist, Chris, showing off his speed really for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and here he is right here up in the top 5 in that downtown auto sales Ford right here. Looking to go up the middle right here, but there is a big push on the inside lane. That's Trevor Astronaut getting pushed by the 29 of Wesley Lynch. I think we'll see the 89 slide up the hill right here. He's going to give the bottom up. We've seen him be willing to give up the bottom to be able to work with his teammates right here. Kenny Real is going to get to the rear bumper of the 89, but meanwhile, the inside lane is moving forward.
That inside line led by Wesley Lynch. That white number 29 with a helping hand from Robert Bropes on this Thanksgiving Day weekend. He works his way to the inside, but it's the 89, the 20, and the 84 who continue to make that outside line work for the last several laps, if not the majority of the race. Bryce Hinton and Gavin Henson also up there. They're the 4th and 5th cars on the outside line with Brian Bropes, Chris. And these are the guys we've seen really up front in the top 10 for much of the race. Mellicar tries to squeeze into a hole that was not there. Can he hang on to it? My goodness.
Yeah, that was a dicey move right there by Mellicar, but they're able to save it. They're able to keep on going right there. A great save by the 84. Close quarters right there between the 84 and the 22. They have lost some ground, those teammates have. They've left Trevor Astronaut up here at the front of this thing by himself. The field is too wide behind him right here, though. He's trying to block the 39 car of Gavin Henson right here. We're 3 wide behind the leader.
3 wide behind the leader. My goodness, 4 wide. Cochran, Real, Lynch. Underneath Gavin Henson, the biggest excitement we've seen so far tonight here from Talladega. 3 wide as cars careen off of each other. The number 89 Astronaut up top. Gavin Henson right behind him, and the number 22 of Bryce Hinton stuck in the middle, but Alex Pollock and Brett Wren in the top 10 for the first time. Wren and Pollock teammates working together about 4 rows back. Can they make something happen on the inside line?
Yeah, right here, inside lane's got a little bit of momentum right here moving forward. That is the number 6 of Jacob Cochran getting a push right here from Brian Bropes. He's got some good energy right here on the top lane, some contact in the outside wall further back in the pack. We're still green, still racing right here. Bryce Hinton trying to side draft the race leader right here of Kenny Reel.
Less than 20 laps remaining, and drivers can sense it. You can see that as they work their way around the track, 3 wide, about 8 rows deep, starting in the 4th position. That inside line loses a little bit of momentum there. It's led by Bryce Hinton. The bottom line led by that red, white, and blue, number 6 of Jacob Cochran. But that outside line, the 3 teammates seems to have gotten back together. They're making it work, but the inside now, the middle, Bryce Hinton and Alex Pollock to the inside. Can they challenge the 3 Musketeers for the lead as they work their way through turns 3 and 4?
Yeah, Alex Pollock touched the apron a little bit right there in turns 3 and 4. He saved it, though, did not bounce up into those drivers outside of him. Meanwhile, he's going to deliver a little bit of a push right here to Bryce Hinton, see if he can get side by side, and he will. We are double wide here for the race lead.
2 wide for the lead. Bryce Hinton and Kenny Reel side by side through turns 1 and 2. Hinton's going to slide up and try to slow the advances. The 20 who says no, sir, and slides it up to the very top of the track, making it 3 wide. And Bryce Hinton finds himself a man on an island in the middle, waiting for Brett Wren on the inside to pick him up. That middle line's going to drop back several positions, and suddenly Kenny Reel reassumes the lead, but right there, Alex Pollock on the inside. Chris has kind of been laying like a snake in the weeds for the past several laps. Capitalizes on the number 22's mistake, and he's going to challenge for the lead. But that outside line, Chris, has an answer. As they head down the front straightaway, we're coming to 16 laps to go. It's Reel, Melikar, and Aswanoth who lead the way.
And you saw Bryce Hinton make that move to the top side right in front of those teammates, and they immediately dumped him to move to the outside lane, and that just speaks to you have to be committed to each other. Bryce kind of made that move without a whole lot of help, and I think if you're going to beat these 3 teammates right here, you're really going to need to work with somebody, or some bodies, I should say, in order to get it done. Brian Bropes with an aggressive move up the middle. He's going to try to lead that lane.
Bropes works it up the middle there. 3 wide between Alex Pollock and Trevor Aswanoth. That target machine is the one now targeting the rest of the field as he tries to assume the lead from that middle line. Brett Wren and the number 69 of Tim Hammond right behind him, trying to channel that energy, the draft, into an advance up the middle. And Bropes leads the way. He's going to pick up a couple car links. He slides to the inside of Bryce Hinton, trying to now see if he can't be the sole leader on the inside. That number 11 machine being pushed on board. We watched Brett Wren push that number 11 through the field. Can he do anything here? The energy and the action is picking up.
Yeah, they're really, really close right here in the middle pack. Oh, a little bit of a dicey push right there. The 69 of, I believe that was Tim Hammond, yes, into the back of Bryce Hinton right there. They're able to save it, though. That's enabled those leaders to try to get a little bit of breathing room right here. They're still...
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got trouble. David Moyer.
Jacob Phillips, Tom Wendt, several cars caught up on this lap number 56 collision. And Chris, we both saw it coming about a second before it happened. Multiple drivers wiggling. There was a stack up, and the story is as a tale as old as time there. The stack up started a couple cars ahead, and suddenly it puts us under caution for the 7th time tonight with just 14 laps remaining.
Yeah, this is going to start around the 47 car of David Moyer. We saw David involved in a crash earlier right here. He's going to slide up the hill right here, right into the path of Jacob Phillips. Unfortunately, that's going to get Phillips sideways, kind of cross up that 56 car, the 47. The 63 right there is another car that's involved. We see Tom Wendt in the 28. Also collected in this accident as well. That's the 63 of Corey Jones sliding through the infield grass. Sean Warob takes evasive action in the 40 down through the infield grass. This is just another incident right here. This collected more than some of our other crashes we've seen tonight, Ellis, but it definitely could have been a lot worse.
It definitely could have been a lot worse indeed. Several drivers making it through that, and we don't know which drivers have quick repairs or not, but I'm still counting on the lead lap. 35 cars. David Moore being the last one. He's going to have to get that damage repaired, but 35 cars on the lead lap with just 13 laps left at Talladega. This is insane. Any one of those 35 cars could be potentially the winner tonight. Last restart, we saw several cars lagging back just a little bit. All the gloves are coming off this time, Chris. It is going to be a wild, wild finish. Folks, do not go anywhere. Make sure you send this video to your friends and family. If they like good racing, help us out. And Chris, big, big, big announcement. That number on the screen is not correct, by the way. we have hit $600. For those of you at home who thought we hit 6,000, sorry to make your hearts jump a little bit, but $600, that was our goal. Can we smash that goal? We've got to the goal thanks to you at home. Connor Lyons with the last super chat. Appreciate you, Connor. Folks, laps are clicking away. Let's go ahead. Let's give another trading card pack away. Question for you. Let's see. How about we get some new folks the opportunity to get some more guesses in? What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Let's go ahead and ask that once again. We're wanting to hear from you folks at home. We'll choose one lucky winner to win a pack of NASCAR trading cards. We'll send to you for absolutely free of charge, and it could have a driver autograph or a driver memorabilia card inside. And don't forget, we're giving away that 1/24th scale Jeff Gordon diecast at the end of the race to all those, not everyone's going to win it, but you'll be entered in to win it with a super chat tonight. So far, I've got 9 folks, now 10 folks entered into that drawing. And Tom went getting us closer there with another $10 donation via Super Chat. That gets $610 going towards Feeding America tonight. Thank you so much, Tom. Ryan Munn says, this is intense. So glad they tuned in. Absolutely. Pumpkin pie, Connor Lyons says, is his favorite dish. Corn from Justin loves racing. And then William Ward says crab dip. That is a new one. Okay, I don't think I've ever heard of crab dip as a Thanksgiving tradition, but hey, points for originality. Brett Wren says sweet potatoes, a good one as well. Chris, what about you? What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
See, I'm going to follow Brett Wren's lead right there. I love sweet potato casserole. My mom makes a really good sweet potato casserole. It's kind of like a tradition in our family. So that's one of my favorite Thanksgiving dishes. With an honorable mention too, since I'm from the South, it's dressing down here in the South.
Dressing and not stuffing, like Trevin
right.
Racing 89 just said. Did you get triggered by the stuffing? I know we do stuffing with my wife's family, and looking forward to that Thanksgiving meal. If my mother-in-law and wife are still watching, appreciate them. But yeah, I like sweet potato casserole. I like green bean casserole. I honestly, if you put food in front of me, I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to turn it down at all. So, folks, let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is. We'll be giving away a free pack of trading cards to one of the lucky fans. We'll choose those answers here shortly. Chris, Justin Mellicar, Kenny Reel, and the number 89 of Trevor Asinoff, can anyone beat them? I think the answer is yes, but there's going to have to be some coordination here if it's going to happen. These 3 drivers, they've been working together all night long. These other drivers, they're going to have to find a way. I'm looking through the field. You know, we've got Gavin Henson and Brett Wren. They run together with Alex Pollock. Maybe that could be a trio that could tackle these top 3, maybe if they were to get together. Drivers got to be communicating right now. It is going to be about a 10-lap, 11-lap shootout for the Thanksgiving Fall Classic trophy and bragging rights. What do you think you got to do to get by these guys?
Yeah, you mentioned it. You just got to be committed to each other, as committed to each other as they have been to each other here over the course of this race right here. They have made some very aggressive lane changes, some very aggressive blocks. I don't think anything has been really over the line or anything like that, but they have not been afraid to change lanes to, like watch the momentum coming behind them right here. And you have to wonder, what will these drivers begin to do when that happens here in the closing stages? Because the runs are going to be coming at them in these closing 11 laps of this thing right here. So you just got to be committed. You got to work together. And I think that we saw what you can't do earlier. You can't pull up in front of them and suspect that they're just going to ride in line behind you, because they're just going to go right around you.
I think you are absolutely right. They've seen them racing enough. They know what to expect. John Rapp says it's about to get wild. John, we cannot disagree with that. It is going to be an 11-lap shootout. Big bump from Aswin off the 89 to Kenny Reel in that 20. We're back underway here at Talladega. 11 to go. The top three are teammates, but Gavin Henson in that 39 slowly creeping into the picture on the inside. He's got Bryce Hinton. Those two have worked together over the course of this race. Can they mount a charge against that top three? Brian Bopes and Brett Wren also there on the outside, looking to go with that trifecta up top. Alex Pollock, that yellow car not far behind, looking to see what he can do as they head down into turns 3 and 4. Just 11, now 10 and a half laps to go, Chris. Drivers look like they like that outside right now, but something's happening on the inside.
Yeah, you got Bryce Hinton pushing the 39 car of Gavin Henson. They've got a good run going. They got some good momentum, some good energy down there on that inside line. Alex Pollock also down there. We got one car sideways. That was Gavin Henson, the leader of that group right there. They get it straightened out right there, though. Some cars going up the middle further back right there. I see Braxton DeWeese trying to go up the middle. We got one car around.
Can they hold on to it? That was Tom Lickard, and one more car. That was the number 93, Bradley Berry, off track, but they all hold on to it. 10, now 9.5 laps to go in the Thanksgiving Fall Classic. Down the back straightaway, Kenny Reel in that white and Tar Heel blue number 20 leads the way on the outside, but Gavin Henson with Bryce Hinton not too far behind. That car draws even. It's a side-by-side battle for the lead. Hinton on the inside with a big push from the number 22 of Bryce Hinton. Can they hold it side steady? Ooh. Oh, man, the 69, Chris. Tim Hammond loose with Brett Wren coming into contact there. They making another lap, 4 wide, further back through the field.
Yeah, 4 wide around Brett Wren right there. That's Braxton DeWeese in the middle lane right there. They get it down to 3 wide. Oh, trouble behind them. That's John Border in the 7.
In the number 7. Scotty Sobczak in that. That's a big collision. Tom went. Jeff Pogo, the 33 of Dustin Lewis, all involved in this multi-car pileup with 9 laps to go. Under caution for the 8th time tonight.
Yeah, the contact started around the 7, and there was another pack further back, and a lot of those guys could not get checked up in time right there. That's John Border in the number 7 car. They were 4 wide around Brett Wren and Braxton DeWeese right here, but they kept it straight. The contact's further back. Scotty Sobczak was trying to go up the middle right there, and the hole just closed up. Tom Lickert, John Border. Border just, it looked like to me that 7 car did not realize they were 3 wide, that Scotty Sobczak was coming up the middle on them right there. Oh, a big hit right there. Dustin Lewis, Sean Worob. You've got Tom Went down there in the grass in the 28. So several cars that were in that second group that was riding, since this crash kind of initiated at the back of the front group. A lot of those drivers, that's Jeff Pogo also in that red and black number 97. A lot of them could not avoid the melee up ahead.
Puts us under caution for the 8th time tonight. A couple more super chats coming in here, Chris, from Julie. $20. We're now up to $630 raised, guys. This is absolutely amazing. More than we could have ever expected to be able to get defeating America tonight. Speaking of giving away, William Ward, the crab dip answer, threw me a little bit for the best Thanksgiving dish, but we're going to award William the trading card pack. You can see your name on the screen along with our email address, William. Make sure you send an email letting us know that you won that giveaway. Claim the prize. We'll get that pack of trading cards out to you in no time. And, Chris, one car I was looking at there for a minute was the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese, who might have got caught up in that just a little bit, but Braxton was working his way through the middle. He's currently back in the 14th position, but yeah, that car is fast, and he's willing to make moves when he needs to. Braxton started in the 7th position, so top 10 start, but currently back in 14th. He's a car I would keep my eye on to make some pretty aggressive moves in the closing stages of this race.
Yeah, and, that's a great paint scheme right there. Slingshot Racing League, the UD Awards National Series, had their throwback race this past week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Braxton, unfortunately, had some trouble in that race. He was running this throwback, and it's a throwback to the Dale Jr. Elvis paint scheme. He's got his Happy Hippie Karaoke sponsorship on it right here. And, yeah, that's a great idea for the throwback as for Braxton right there. It's a little bit strange, I'm not gonna lie, seeing that Dale Jr. paint scheme on a Ford, but I think it's still a great design, a great idea for a throwback. Yeah, he's one to keep our eyes on, and I tell you what, Ellis, another driver to keep our eyes on, getting the lucky dog here on this caution right here, the number 70 car of
boy.
Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is going to be back on the lead lap, and I'm not going to lie to you, Ellis. That 70 car, it's looking pretty clean right now. So we saw Evan Janet get the lucky dog on the previous caution, and Aaron Smith getting it here on this one.
Uh-oh, that's bad news for the rest of the field. This is going to set us up, Chris, for about a 5-lap shootout here at Talladega. Folks, if you're watching at home, make sure you've hit that subscribe and like button. That doesn't cost you a thing at all, but it helps pump this race out to more viewers and get more fans watching and putting eyes on the drivers that you love and you are here rooting for. Help us out by doing that. Doesn't cost you a thing. Chris, a couple other shout outs. Number 24th position, Corey Jones. We're just looking at paint schemes. Several drivers went above and beyond and ran some Feeding America paint schemes. And Corey, back in 24th, he's had his trouble tonight, but he's still in contention. It's a good-looking paint scheme on that number 63 machine. I like that kind of orange, metallic-y look. Good old Harvest theme paint scheme with Feeding America on it. You can't go wrong with that. Corey right now having a solid run in the 24th position. Still, that car's in good shape. I think he'll probably be advancing through the field pretty quickly if my gut tells me the right thing here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. We saw him in an earlier crash, but he's still chugging along right here. And, the car looks pretty good. It looks pretty clean. So have to imagine that he might be all right in that number 63 machine. I also want to give a call to another driver. We haven't talked too much about him tonight, Ellis, but currently running in the 19th position, the number 18 car of Julian Conde in that number 18, sort of silver and red and black machine. That's Julian right there. Haven't talked too much about him, but here he is in the 19th position, Ellis. And hey, in the closing stages of this thing, anybody up here has got a shot to win this thing.
Yeah, that driver out of Castleberry, Florida, looking to pick up the win tonight. You mentioned it. Every driver still on the lead lap, honestly, is going to have a shot at this win. It's going to be a 5-lap dash, folks. Brace yourself. We do have 2 overtimes allotted if we need them. Right now, drivers working their way down the back straightaway. This thing is about to go through the roof with insanity. It's going to be a mad dash. Every driver trying to get to the front. The gloves, if you thought they were off earlier, they are definitely off now. Buckle up, folks. Brace yourself. I think we are in store for a wild, wild finish.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, Ellis. And you mentioned it before. What are these drivers going to do right here to sort of break up this trio of teammates? The teammates right here, they're going to line up first, second, and fourth. So I have to imagine that 89 car might drag the brake a little bit, ease up off the throttle maybe right here to let that 20 car in line as soon as they cross the start-finish line. And they're going to line right back up on the top once more like they've been doing all night long tonight.
5 laps separating us from the checkered flag. If you've been tuning in all night or you just joined, you're getting ready for the best part of the Thanksgiving dinner here at the Thanksgiving Fall Classic. It's going to be Kenny Reel and Trevor Asranoff on your front row. Teammates who have been working together all night long, with the 84 also on the outside. Gavin Henson, kind of the first car that's not part of that 3-car trio, the 3 Musketeers as we've been referring to them. tonight. And boy, Chris, look at Real jump to the outside, not waiting long to see if he can't pick up his teammates. It's going to make it a 3-car tandem up top, but Gavin Henson and Bryce Hinton might have something for him with Alex Pollock, the 3 Mystic Racing League drivers teaming up together. There's the 29 of Wesley Lynch not too far behind. Robert Probst also coming into the picture as we ride on board with Kenny Real taking a big shot from Aswinoff as they head down into turn 3.
Yeah, Brian Brobst and Robert Brobst trying to come up the middle. That's going to separate that trio. The 84 sliding back right there. Justin Millicar separated from his teammates. But meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Gavin Henson. Oh, Henson gets turned.
Wesley Lynch. Braxton DeWeese. Kenny Real is involved. Massive
gosh.
The 39 of Gavin Henson rolls over end on end. The big one on the front straightaway at Talladega. The humanity.
Oh my gosh, a huge crash, and Gavin Henson got the worst of that one, tumbling end over end right there. It was a couple of different crashes that ensued, actually, and Gavin Henson with a wild ride, Ellis.
T-Gravy says everybody and their brother was in that. I would absolutely agree with that statement. Nothing more factual has ever been said. And cars, we got several cars doing the crab walk down the front straightaways. We watch this replay of the madness that happened off of turn 4. Kenny Real.
You see the crash behind them. We'll get to that one in just a second. Look at Gavin Henson way up in the air right here, up and over Brian Brobst. Several cars going underneath that 39 car. Several drivers involved right there. Justin Millicar involved. You can see right there, Julian Conde involved. Scotty Sobczak down there in the grass. Evan Janik also involved.
Evan Janik says, look at his in-car, by the way. Producer Johnny, that might be a good lead.
Yeah, we'll go back right here to see if we can ride on board with Evan. I think he's going to get out of this thing pretty much unscathed. We'll go back and see maybe what transpired around that number 71 right here. Here is, we're going back right here to ride on board with Evan Janik. See how much traffic he's in right here. He's around where the other crash started, around where Braxton DeWeese was. And just look at the carnage out of his windshield. There's Kenneth Gallman. He has to avoid him. Scotty Sobczak. There's Randy Gross.
Goodness.
What a great job.
How did he do that?
By Evan Janik.
Oh my gosh, can we give the man the trophy now? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in real life or in the virtual sim racing world. I think it would take more than 2 hands to count the amount of cars that he made it through there. Wow, my goodness. As we watch that replay again, putting it under caution for the 9th time tonight. It's going to be a green-white checkered finish, folks. This is going to be wild. And look at the onboard gyro cam of Gavin Henson.
Look away if you're motion sick.
Yeah, this is, thank goodness for the safety in these virtual race cars. He's been checked and released from the infield care center. Talking about Gavin Henson, I don't think he had used his quick repair yet. So don't let this deceive you, folks. We might have had 9, 10, 11 cars or more involved in that crash, but all of them very likely still have a chance to win this race if they still had their quick repair that's going to give them that instant fix, getting that car back up to 100%. And man, Chris, I'm kind of speechless. Doesn't happen that often, but yeah, it is a wild crash, maybe one of the wildest ones in Slingshot TV memory. And folks, if you are just joining us, we're getting ready for a green-white checkered here. I'm Ellis Thomas, joined by Chris Smith and producer Johnny Rapp up in the Slingshot TV booth. We're glad you joined us tonight for the Thanksgiving Fall Classic here, raising money for Feeding America. Every penny we're raising tonight and raised through race registration and other private donations is going towards Feeding America, 100% helping feeding families. We've already hit our $600 goal and have exceeded that. Help us give even more. Every super chat gets you an entry into the drawing for that Jeff Gordon 1/24th scale diecast at the end of this race. We'll pick one lucky winner from the Super Chat, so make sure you get your Super Chat in before the end of the race. A couple folks in the chat right now just looking through. Buster Malcolm talking about, wow, a big crash here that we just saw. Appreciate you tuning in. Evan Janik also gave us the heads up on that Bali Civic. SMA, shake my head. You knew there was going to be a caution here in the last 5 laps based on everything that has happened. And Chris, let's be honest, this is a charity race. Points are not on the line. It's all about bragging rights and trophies. You know, to be expected with the aggressive moves and high intensity that we've seen all night long. Want to give a shout out, fifth position for Stephen Gill. And boy, yeah, that thing does have some damage on it. The radiator has seen better days on that 05 machine, but Stephen Gill, the driver out of Windsor, New York, had a great start. Top 15 qualifying effort for Stephen. He's in 5th right now. Don't count him out of the race, along with Corey Jones, 2 Feeding America Thanksgiving Fall Classic cars. Going to be starting side by side on this restarter right around each other. Any of these guys can win. And yeah, Evan Janik, if we talk about who's got the lucky horseshoe tonight, Evan Janik, who just about avoided 15 cars to make it through that, big one. I got my money on that guy. If anyone's going to break the streak of lead that we've seen, and I know the 89 is going to be alone now. That might be the biggest story to follow. He's alone. The 89 of Aswinoff is alone for the first time tonight, and the Wolves are kind of smelling the blood. Chris, they're going to be coming for everything that Aswinoff has here. He might be a man on an island.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that Aswinoff has been separated from his teammates right here. They were involved in that crash. Now, they have taken quick repairs and gotten back out on the track. The 20 car of Kenny Reel back in the 13th position. It's going to take a while before they can get back up there, but a lot of drivers now have great opportunities. Brett Wren has a great opportunity. Stephen Gill, as you mentioned, all these drivers right here. Steve Vest up here in the top 10. It's anybody's race.
2 laps to go. First green-white checkered coming at you. It's going to be Trevor Aswinoff and Alex Pollock on the outside. That's Corey Jones laying back just a little bit on that outside line. Aswinoff gets away cleanly as we take the 2 to go flag here from Talladega. Alex Pollock has that 63 of Corey Jones. Evan Janik not too far behind them. These guys have been working together all night long. If we make it to the white flag, which we might not, caution is going to come out here potentially. Brett Wren, the number 52, the 63 of Corey Jones, put us under caution here on lap number 70 of 72. Boy, Chris, I knew it was going to happen. I had a feeling it was going to happen. But we saw 2 crashes happen there at the same time. Oh, boy. So what we do know is it's going to be a 2-lap shootout, and the next flag is going to end this race. We have 2 green-white checkers. We've already used up one of those. So we're not going to have another green-white checker after the one that's going to come up after this as we watch what exactly happened here to bring us under caution.
Yeah, we'll have to go back right there and see. I missed the beginnings of it right there, but that's very unfortunate right there. We could not get to the white flag, but yeah, it looks like the contact is a little bit of a jam up right there. Listen, I know, everybody's trying to get all they can get right there. I don't know. It looks like something happened in front of Aaron Smith, maybe. To cause that jam up right there. That's Kenneth Gallman, John Border, the 93 up into the outside wall right there. That's Bradley Berry. There's, and then we had another incident happen kind of in front of this involving Jeff Pogo was one of the first ones I saw, but actually I think it started around the 63. The 63 made a lunge to the inside lane trying to follow Alex Pollock, but he was not clear of Brett Wren. Brett Wren was still up really to his door, and he tried to turn down across the nose of the 24. And when he did that, another incident kind of ensued from that point. Stephen Gill was in it. Jeff Pogo was in it. So, yes, a lot of drivers unfortunately caught up in a second incident right there that happened kind of after the first one.
if you're just now joining us, we just completed our first green-white checkered. We had the caution that you've kind of watched the replay of to see multiple angles of what happened there to put us under caution. Really, what's going to be hopefully the final time tonight. The next flag will end it. So if the yellow flag does come out before we hit the white flag, the leader, when that yellow flag comes out, will be the winner of the Thanksgiving Fall Classic. And Chris, Kenny Reel is up to 4th position. That's bad news for the rest of the field because Aswinoth now has an ally. Those two cars that have dominated much of this race, it's been one of the storylines we're following. Now they have found each other on the track and will likely be starting nose to tail on this restart. Evan Janik and Alex Pollock, though, they're also teammates for all intents and purposes here tonight in this Thanksgiving Classic. Those are going to be your top 4. Scotty Sobczak and Steve Vest, another 2-car tandem from a league, Slingshot Racing League. They've got Aaron Smith as well as Scott Dross in 7th and 8th with Jacob Phillips. So there's some slingshotters up here in the midst amongst all these other teammates, Chris. Again, anyone could win this race. Tom Lickert, John Border still in this thing. Justin Melicard, the third of the 3 Musketeers that have been running up front all night, he's all the way back in 14th. What do you do if you're Melicard to try to get to the front and help your teammates in the final 2 laps?
You just got to plow your way. I hate to say plow your way through them. I mean, obviously you don't want to, crash anybody, along the way. But yeah, you just got to try to carve your way up through the field. And try to get up there with your teammates. Astronaut is going to have lane choice right here as we see Ryan Hinkle receiving the lucky dog. Astronaut is going to have lane choice, I believe, or is it Alex Pollock? I think, yeah, Pollock has the lead right here, but that's going to put Astronaut on the outside with Kenny Reel on this restart. 2 teammates lined up nose to tail, but you're also going to have the 92 and the 71, 2 teammates also lined up on the inside nose to tail. And those drivers, they have, I think they have the advantage, Ellis, because they have, the control car out in front. They have the car that can go whenever he wants to go in the restart zone. So a little bit of an advantage, I think, for the 92 and the 71. It kind of makes the bed, though, for the 92. He cannot elect to take the outside lane. He has to choose the bottom right here if he's going to line up with his teammate. But another story to keep our eyes on. I don't think it will be an issue. I see Astronaut down here on the apron. I wonder how close that driver is on fuel. Alex Pollock and Trevor Astronaut right now.
Oh boy, Chris, they're very close.
Yeah. 37 laps on this tank. Now, we have had a lot of yellow flag, but that's still that's a little bit further than the fuel window that we thought that these drivers had. So, that's another thing to keep our eyes on here.
Oh, man, lots of stories brewing. We got Connor going off in the chat room for that number 70 machine. Brett Wren, NSRLA, Sim Racing in the chat as well. Went golfing, betting on Aaron Smith. Go ahead, hit hashtag number 70 because, we're going to give away a little set of Dale Jr. mini diecast. If you can pick the correct winner, we'll choose one of the chatters who picks the correct winner. Just enter in hashtag and then the driver number that you think is going to win. And you very well could win that little mini set of Dale Jr. diecast. Just hashtag driver number. Get those in now. And it's going to be exciting, Chris, to see how this thing plays out over the final. What could be 2 laps? It could be 1 lap. We're not going to have to wait a whole long time to find out because we're halfway down the backstretch, getting ready to come to the final. What will be the final green flag of the Thanksgiving Fall Classic coming up here in just a minute. It's anyone's guess who is going to win, folks. It has been a wild night, and we suspect that is not going to change at all here in the final closing stages of this race. We got a lot of folks saying Aaron Smith is going to win, and I can't blame them. We've seen that driver number 70 come in clutch, Chris, in the final closing stages of many races that we've run. We've got a 71 fan rooting on Evan Janik in here. We got some folks rooting on the 69, the number 92. Potentially number 89 also.
Yeah, and Ellis, I feel like I need to point out right here that this 81 car of Scotty Sobczak is missing the whole front end of his car. So be ready for a little bit of a jam up possibly behind that 81. I can't imagine he'll be able to get up to speed as well as some of his competitors around him.
And a reminder, next flag ends the race, whether it's a yellow flag or a checkered flag. Right now it's Pollock and Aswinoff. Inside and outside of that front row, they're going to be looking to take home the trophy for the Slingshot TV Thanksgiving Fall Classic. Green flag waves for the final time tonight. It's side by side. Aswinoff has the help of his teammate, Kenny Reel, is their side by side, outside line and inside line. Pollock and Janik, they have big caution behind them. Will the yellow flag come out? That is it. Trevor Aswinoff is going to win the Thanksgiving Fall Classic as drivers collide down in turns 1 and 2. That's it, folks. Aswinoff in the 89 is your winner. Kenny Reel is going to be second. We'll see if we can find out what happened to end the race.
Yeah, I think that the contact is going to be around James Danforth and John Border. Yeah, John Border coming up the hill right here in front of the path of James Danforth. They were already 3 wide, about to be 4 wide right there. Justin Mellicar into the outside wall. Randy Gross turned around in front of the field. Gavin Henson head on into the wall. Paul Thomas able to sneak by on the inside right there. Robert Brope, Stephen Gill. Several cars involved in the crash right here in turns 1 and 2. Very unfortunate that we could not get to the white flag here. We gave it 2 tries, though. But yeah, unfortunately, we won't get a green flag finish tonight. And Justin Astronaut is going to take home the checkered flag if he can get back around here to the stripe.
He's just got to get back around one more time. Drivers working their way down the backstretch as we watch some onboards from that final collision of the night. Yeah, Chris, you mentioned it. Hate that we couldn't finish under the green flag conditions, but that's how Talladega goes sometimes. We gave them 2 chances at the green-white checkered, but with 35-plus drivers still on the lead lap, anything can happen, and it did there. We had some great racing all night long, and we had some great folks in the chat as well. Incredibly grateful. I believe, Chris, we pulled in somewhere, I believe, around $200 in the super chats tonight to go 100% towards Feeding America, on top of the $400+ dollars that we raised from driver registration fees that are going 100% towards Feeding America. So not only did we have a great race, but we also did it for a good cause tonight, and cannot thank those folks enough. If you are in the super chat, we'll announce the Jeff Gordon Diecast winner here momentarily, so do not go anywhere as we wait for the top 3 to cross the line and to make it official. And I believe Justin Mellicar is not going to be scored in the 3rd position. I'm not sure.
No, I think he's
yeah.
I think he's just trying to offer, congratulations for his teammates. Those guys worked really well together all night.
So this will be Aswinoff, Reel, and Mellicar who are going to come up to win this race and finish in the top 3 tonight. And that's it, folks. They crossed the line. Aswinoff is your winner. We're going to hear from those top 3 finishers here momentarily. We're going to bring them into the broadcast booth. But before we do so, it is time to give away that diecast to one of the lucky super chatters tonight. And that super chatter is none other than Tom Wendt, the winner of the Jeff Gordon Diecast. Tom Wendt, you are the winner of that Jeff Gordon Diecast. You know our email is down there at the bottom of the screen. Claim your prize by emailing us, and we'll get that out to you ASAP. And I believe, looking through the chat for who they thought would win, looking to see who picked the 89, because I'm pretty sure I had an 89 somewhere in there. It's going to be the final giveaway of the night. Give me 1 second to find that. Who said 89? Someone said 89. Chris, I'll let you take it away for just a second.
Yeah, it's Trevor Astronaut that's going to come back around right here to the start-finish line. I think he's going to burn it down right here on the front stretch. Loop it around right here. Celebrate right here in front of this crowd right here. And his teammates are going to join in as well. Second place finisher Kenny Reel, along with Justin Mellicar, who unfortunately did not get the finish that he probably wishes that he would have gotten tonight. But he was definitely up there at the front working with his teammates all night long right here. So, yeah, great job right there by the 89. And, yeah, congratulations to him for a great checkered flag.
And speaking of wins, Buster Malcolm wins the Dale Jr. Diecast. Put our email up in the screen.
All right.
Buster Malcolm, you won those. email us to claim your prize. We'll wait for the top 3 to get into the waiting room. Let's see if we can. I'm going to move them over there real quick.
Yeah,
Move on,
it will
Kenny
be
Reel.
Pollock in the 3rd position.
Yep.
Behind those two.
Okay, so let's bring in Alex Pollock. Alex Pollock, this is Chris, Ellis, and Johnny in the Slingshot TV booth. You got a copy?
I do. How are you guys doing?
Oh, man. Well, we're just catching our breath after what was an absolutely wild race. You finished 3rd tonight, so shout out and congratulations on a great finish. You had tough sledding to get by those top 2 that were working together all night long, and this might have been the most intense Talladega race I think I've seen in a very, very long time. What was it like out there from the driver's perspective inside those cars for those 70 laps?
It was really fun when we were running 3 wide for, we had a 10-lap run there, I think, where pretty much the whole field was 3 wide. So that was a blast. Unfortunately, there was a bunch of wrecks, but that's part of Talladega with 40 drivers in the field. But it was hard to pass. When you're 3 wide, there's not much you can do. If you're stuck in the middle, you just gotta kind of ride along and hope you don't get caught up in the big one.
Man, we had multiple big ones tonight, and we're just grateful for you being part of this race to get back here this Thanksgiving. You guys do a good job over in NSRLA and Mystic Racing League. We love seeing you guys over there. And before we let you go celebrate that 3rd place finish tonight, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, so shout out to NSRLA. So we're a league that we run basically every car. So hop on over there if you're interested. Shout out to Precision Setups. Go to precisionsetups.gg to get your setups. Shout out to the Black Diamond Motorsports racing team. I had Evan behind me there. Unfortunately, we didn't get to race it out. Would have been fun. And then shout out to Black Diamond Designs. I do all the paints for my team and for a lot of other people. So if you're interested, hit me up for a paint. And shout out to you guys putting on a great broadcast, a great race here for charity. Glad to be part of it.
Man, we were glad to have you. One last question. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
So I'm super picky and I don't eat any Thanksgiving dishes. I usually throw a DiGiorno in the oven, honestly.
Oh, man. Well,
Yeah.
Interesting Thanksgiving tradition.
If I have to say a dish, though, I do love me some mac and cheese. I can crush me some mac and cheese.
Classic. Love it, man. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and appreciate you showing up tonight. Alex Pollock, 3rd place finisher.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving to you all, too. We'll see you on next Thursday in the NSRLA race.
Yes, sir. All right, Chris, Kenny Reel's coming in. I'll toss it over to you.
Kenny Reel, our 2nd place finisher tonight. This is the Slingshot booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, Kenny, we saw you and your teammates working together here all night long, but you ran into a little bit of adversity right there towards the end of this thing. You got caught up in a crash, and we saw you restarting about 14th, and then all of a sudden you're back up in the top 4 right there. Tell us about the wave of emotions that you were going through right there in those final about 5 laps of this thing.
Yeah, usually I have this curse on me. Usually with 5 laps to go, I'm always involved in a wreck, so it kind of didn't surprise me. And the way Bryce was pushing the guy on the inside, we actually called that he was going to bumper hook the guy, which is notorious in this car. If you get glued on the guy and just push him instead of pushing him, it'll bumper hook him, and he bumper hooked him into me and had a pretty bad damage. Got a fast repair, came out 14th. Luckily, they wadded it up instantly, and I was the only car that jumped to the top 3rd and went from 14th to 4th in one corner and lined up behind Trevor there. And I knew if Trevor got a good restart, there wasn't, I don't think anybody was going to be able to do anything with me behind him and me pushing him. I don't think anybody had anything for us. So,
Well, you definitely did a great job all night tonight. You guys were all committed to each other, and that's what it took to dominate this thing, and that's definitely what you guys did up front there all night long. Before we let you go celebrate this awesome podium finish here tonight, do you have any shout-outs for the folks watching at home?
yeah, I want to shout out, my mom was in the chat. I seen she won a giveaway, which is actually pretty cool. She was in the chat for a while. Shout out everybody watching. Shout out you guys put on the broadcast. You know, shout out Justin and Trevor, Jack Shack Racing, everybody that put on this event. It was pretty fun, and everybody that sat in the chat and donated to a good cause. Appreciate you guys.
Well, hey, we appreciate you. And before we let you go, we've been asking all the drivers. We're going to ask you as well. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I don't know. I'm not really a big Thanksgiving guy. Like, it would either be like I'm a ham guy, and I know ham's not a Thanksgiving dish, but I like ham. I like ham more than turkey because turkey is, I'm sorry, it's really dry, and I don't get how people like turkey. So I like ham. So ham and stuffing, and like corn. That's my go-to on Thanksgiving.
There is nothing wrong with that at all. That is a solid Thanksgiving dish right there. So, yeah, hey, congratulations on a great run tonight. Thanks for coming out here and participating, putting on a great show. And, hey, we hope you have a great Thanksgiving and a great night.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
Yes, sir.
So that was Kenny Reel. Now let's bring in our winner, Trevor Aswanoff. Ellis Thomas, Chris Smith.
Buddy. Yes,
you are the winner tonight. Congratulations. Still burning it down out there, man. First of all, talk to us about that final set of restarts. Were you nervous there when you didn't have Kenny right behind you with a couple laps to go before we had that big one?
Not really. I was kind of more worried about what the rest of the field was going to do. I felt like Kenny and Justin would probably make it up there somehow or another, maybe just by sheer time, or hopefully they all wrecked, which surprisingly Kenny was coming over the radio ecstatic because he went from 14th to 5th in one lap because of a caution. So yeah, man, I wasn't really too worried about it. It was just kind of making it to the end is what I just wanted to do, because apparently I thought we were supposed to race this thing out, but I just clarified with them before that last restart that whatever happens. Caution comes out, iRacing calls it. So all I had to do was just try to beat Alex to the punch, because I just assumed, I was hoping and praying they were going to die, because I was going to go try to get this win one way or another. And yeah, man, we came out with a W, and I am not mad at it.
Man, you did good so much, like all night long. The drafting, we talked about, Kenny had mentioned that these cars were really difficult to stay locked onto without, the bumper lock causing spins, and you guys just did such a good job all night long. Aggressive moves, but they worked, and they ended up, putting you in victory lane tonight. Talk to us about, like, how much have you guys raced together in terms of plate racing, because it looked like you guys have been doing this for years together.
So aside from regular racing, we plate race almost every day. We race all different types of leagues. We race for money, we race for non-money, championships, trophies, Thanksgiving specials. We'll race on Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah. We'll race anytime. Yeah, we enjoy the super speedway stuff. We're predominantly a super speedway team that is now transitioning to other tracks, like mile and a half, short tracks. We're going to be attempting our second 24-hour this year, Daytona. So we're just trying to come up the ranks a little bit. This is just kind of our forte here. The ARCA car is Justin, Kenny, me. This is our kind of one of our specialties here. Different form of racing. The side draft is strong, as you guys saw for most of the time when we were able to lock onto a side draft. And yeah, the bumper hooking is ridiculous in this car, but you got to know what you're doing or how to do it. You got to be very patient with these things, because they'll come back to you. So yeah, man, we're just having a good time. It's for charity. Maybe we came out here to have a good time. So
man, we had a good time watching you guys out there. Hey, before we let you go, got a couple. We will get that trophy sent off to you in the mail here this week. Before we let you go, though, question: what is the best Thanksgiving dish? Your favorite?
Ooh, set it in the chat, baby. Stuff it. That's the best. I don't know what you jokers are into, but stuffing is the best Thanksgiving thing. That and cranberries. I'm a cranberry sauce guy.
The undersung hero of Thanksgiving dishes, the cranberry sauce, man. I am with you on that one. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. We're going to go let you celebrate this victory, and hopefully we'll have you back at some of these special events in the future.
Real quick, I do want to mention one thing. The Jack Shack will be donating $50 for this charity. So we're going to do that. Yes, sir.
We appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And man, that takes our total up to $680. So a lot of families are going to benefit from that. So thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Not a problem. We appreciate y'all. These broadcasts are as awesome as the first time we've seen y'all broadcast. So shout out to Slingshot. Shout out to the Jack Shack. Shout out to everybody who put this on. Hey, and hopefully we can do it again. This was fun.
Absolutely. Would love to have you back. Have a good night. Trevor Aspinoff, your winner here at Talladega.
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, that was a wild one. I think I'm still coming down from all the emotions that we experienced over the course of those 70 laps that took a little bit longer than I think we anticipated, but it is Talladega. It's a charity race. Folks were out there having fun. You heard it from the winner and the rest of the top three that we heard from. And, yeah, we mentioned it. We did some giveaways in the chat tonight, Chris and Johnny, but our grand total before that $50 donation that was just mentioned by our winner was $630. So it's probably going to take us up to $680 tonight that we've raised through driver entry fees and through personal donations. So thank you for everyone, whether you were donating to Super Chat or not. You were just here to support the cause, and your presence meant everything. Make sure if you're still watching, you haven't hit that subscribe and like button, you do so because it helps us and it doesn't cost you a thing on this Thanksgiving. So, Chris, what are your takeaways here from Talladega?
Just a super exciting race. You know, I know there was a lot of caution flags. I know there's a lot of carnage out there. But, you know, in the midst of all that, the racing that we saw when we did see it, I thought it was incredible. ARCA cars on super speedways, you know it. It's one of my favorite combinations. I'm a guy, I didn't really even like super speedway racing that much before started racing the ARCA cars on the super speedways. And so these drivers, man, they put on a heck of a show. I loved watching all the drivers from all these different leagues that we have broadcast and that we have watched sort of come together right here for a great cause tonight. And they put on a great show. I loved seeing, sort of, how they would stack up against each other and how they race against each other. And man, it was entertaining from the very start, and for a great cause. That's the most important thing right here. So much money going to feed families here this Thanksgiving, those who really need it right here. And yeah, Ellis, this was your idea, and man, can't thank you enough for coming up with the idea and for all your hard work and all the people behind the scenes. Johnny for producing this, and Randy for doing the race control tonight. It was a great team effort for sure.
Man, it was it's fun. We I occasionally have the itch to do things like this, and I asked you to do it, and you came on board and probably did more work than I did on just getting these drivers registered in the process of that. A lot of work involved in that. I'm grateful for that. But Johnny also for playing a major role in just getting everything together for the production. This takes a village, like we talk about every single week. And, I'm grateful for you guys and just taking our broadcast to, the level that we've got it. We've got plenty more that we want to do, but we wouldn't be here without you guys, and we wouldn't be here without the fans either. So, or the drivers. Like I said, it takes a village, and this Thanksgiving, I'm definitely grateful for all the support that we have, internally, but also from the folks who are watching at home, whether they're watching live right now or just watching the replay. So my favorite Thanksgiving dish is cranberry sauce. Johnny, I got a couple questions for you. First of all, how badly do you wish you were out there tonight on the track?
Man, I'll tell you what, it did look like a ton of fun. There were some cautions, but man, 3 and 4 wide action. We had like some, 10, 15 lap runs of just constant chaos pretty much, but controlled chaos. Man, I definitely would have liked to have been out there, but hey, being right here is fun too. Got to witness a great race. Unfortunate end to it with the caution coming out, but I mean, hey, the team that dominated the whole race still came home with the win.
Well, my favorite dish is cranberry sauce. We know Chris likes dressing. And Chris, were you triggered by that stuffing comment earlier?
Hey, everybody's got their faults, and their shortcomings. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not triggered by it. I understand. But, yeah, I'd say it's probably a close tie for me between dressing and sweet potato casserole. I think I'd probably give the edge to sweet potato casserole, personally.
Johnny, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the one of the commercial breaks there, but yeah, the day after turkey sandwich with salami, some spicy mustard, that's the best for me. It's kind of, you got to wait until the day after to really get the the best dish. But yeah, all of it's great though. I mean, yeah, I'm in.
Well, folks, it is Thanksgiving week, which means a little bit of a slowdown in the action for the broadcast going on Slingshot TV. We'll talk about those momentarily, but let's take a look through the field and see where these drivers ended up finishing tonight amidst all the carnage and chaos that we saw ensue. We'll heard from the top three. Third was Alex Pollock, and I'm looking to see if I think our scoring got thrown off a little bit on our end. So I believe third was Alex Pollock. Fourth was Evan Janik, who, looked like he had a shot there at the end. We were watching him. He was fast. He's going to have to settle for that fourth position. Scotty Sobczak winds up with that top 5. Steve Veskris, big story driver out of Alabama, hometown track, ends up finishing in the 6th position tonight. And then Aaron Smith, what could have been, we thought maybe driver 70 might have pulled one out of the hat to come up with a win, but just fell short. 7th position tonight. Scott Tross, great run for driver number 21, finishing 9th. And then Jacob Phillips rounds out. Tross finished 8th, and Jacob Phillips finished 9th, with, I believe, Braxton DeWeese being the last driver inside of the top 10.
Yeah, and finishing in 11th tonight is going to be Tom Licker. Tom led some laps tonight, ran up front, leading the inside lane on a few occasions. He'll have to finish 11th tonight. Finishing in the 13th position, Tim Hammond in the 69. Behind him, you got Brian Bropes. Brian was another driver who was representing Slingshot Racing League. He was up there near the front on several occasions tonight. Wesley Lynch, he was another driver not afraid to switch lanes and move up to the top lane. He'll finish 15th. James Danforth is going to finish in the 16th position in the 88. Patrick O'Toole brings it home in the 17th position in that 44 Terry Labonte car. Actually, I think he was in the Wheeling car tonight. I do apologize. John Border is going to finish in 18th in the number 7. Kenneth Gallman is going to finish in the 19th position, and rounding out the top 20 will be Ryan Hinkle in the 21.
21st, Stephen Gill finishes 21st in that number 05, up in the top 5 towards the end of the race, but got caught up in one of those big incidents. 22nd is going to be Robbie Adams in that number 3, so fast in the early goings, but going to have to settle for that 23rd place finish. 24th, going to be Gavin Henson in that number 39, fast as well, but got caught up in some late race collisions. 25th, going to be Randy Gross, who was involved in some early incidents as well. Jeff Pogo ran fast much of the night. He's going to end up settling for, I'm not sure, it's showing 12th, but I don't think he finished 12th. Bryce Hinton finishes 26th, what could have been up towards the front in the later stages of the race, but you saw him get involved in some of those late race collisions. Brett Wren finishes 27th. Gino Volante on his birthday finishes 29th, and 30th was Bradley Berry, joined by Corey Jones finishing, I believe that's showing is that 29th? My scoring is all sorts of whacked out here. I think some black flags threw that off, but yeah, Corey Jones is going to finish 29th with Robert Brobst rounding out the top 30.
Yeah, we'll move on right here to the rest of the field. I think Robert Brooks is going to bring it home in 31st position. I'm going to try to look at the official run order. Let's see if I can see it right there. It's showing as Zachary Mitchell finishing in 24th. Julian Conde finishing in 32nd. Tom Wendt, our Jeff Gordon diecast winner. I think he's going to be really excited about that, Ellis. He is going to bring it home. Unfortunately, he ran into trouble. Great paint scheme in that number 28. He's going to finish in 35th. Paul Thomas is going to finish in the 36th position in the 42. Unfortunately, he was caught up in a crash right here. Here we go. Our producer, Johnny Rapp, is Johnny on the spot. No pun intended. 36 is David Moyer. Paul Thomas in 37th there. Dustin Lewis is going to bring it home in the 38th position. Sean Waraab, he was a late entry tonight. We definitely appreciate Sean for his enthusiasm for wanting to join us right here. He's going to finish in 39th. And the last two cars right here, they ran into trouble early on in the race. Nathan Gentry is going to finish 40th, and Jacob Nickerson is going to round out the field in the 41st position.
Great race tonight. We've got some more great racing coming Monday night for the Slingshot Racing League UD Awards National Series. those cars are headed to Pocono. That is going to be an interesting one. Chris, I think I'm going to have to do some practice for that, so we'll make sure we have a test session set up for that tomorrow night. Stand Up Fight Series Invitational, they are taking the week off for Thanksgiving, so no Wednesday race for them, but they will be back the week after for their season finale at Homestead. And Chris, you gave the championship to Aaron, but, you know, things could happen to Aaron, you know, like we could send him a virus and, you know, potentially some malware to his steering wheel software. You know, I'm just kidding. But, you know, good luck in that race. You've had a great season. And whether you win the championship or finish second, it was a job well done. Y'all will take to the track for the Homestead Miami Speedway for the season finale 2 weeks from this past Wednesday night. And NSRLA, they're off for the week as well. But next week, we're going to have a lot more racing ensue. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so now. We have live racing at least 3 nights a week, and sometimes we have 4 or 5 nights a week, depending on what special events we have going on. Tonight, it was the Thanksgiving Fall Classic here from Talladega. Raised $680 for Feeding America, going towards hungry families who are, you know, just struggling to put food on the table, not just this Thanksgiving, but on a regular basis. And we know how important that is, you know, for every part of life, whether, you know, just be getting up in the morning or kid going to school hungry. You and I both are teachers, Chris, and we know that that definitely makes an impact. So every dollar that folks at home sent our way tonight is going towards a good cause. We hope everyone has an amazing Thanksgiving and you enjoy that time with your family and doing what you enjoy, folks. Happy Thanksgiving. We're grateful for all of y'all. For Slingshot TV, for Chris Smith, Johnny Rapp, I'm Ellis Thomas, folks. Have a great Thanksgiving and a good night.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.